is a fabulous fabric from the land of the five rivers.
Years ago, when we came to Los Angeles, I really believed that the greatness of the Raiders would be in its future.
We back. You already know what time it is.
Oh, you didn't know?
50-50.
Welcome to the 50-50 Show with PharoahNFL and the Severe Raider, the realest show for Raider Nation.
The perpetuation of the greatness of the Raiders to take a professional football team and give it a distinct characteristic that's different from all others.
Make sure to clock in, like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell.
Man, you already know what time it is, man. It's the 50-50 Show. Make sure to clock in, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. Man, another week, another show, another 50-50 Show, man. We here, we rocking, man. It's the off season. And there's a few things that we got to talk about. You know, recently, the recent, obviously, mini camp, along with, you know, the pressers that we recently had with, you know, I think it was Geno Smith, Chip Kelly, and a few assistant coaches too. It was, you know, a lot of the assistant coaches were able to talk recently as well. So that was kind of interesting. We'll get into that conversation. But before we get the show started, man, salute to the night crew pulling up, man. My guys, man, appreciate y'all coming through. Let's start with Carlos in the building. He says, salute to you guys, man. Raider Nation for life, man. I got to salute you, man. Appreciate you coming through. My guy, he says, I don't know if you guys watch Graphic AFC West, but Chiefs fan is total arrogance, BS. No, I didn't check that out, man. But yeah, man, Chiefs fans, man, you can't trust them. You can't trust them.
Yeah, man. Facts.
Eagletarian in the
until we knock them off, man. You know, we just gotta handle business on the field.
There's that, man. You got to beat them. You got to beat them, and by beating them, I mean like beat them on the football field in the regular season. But hey, winning the division. When is the last time the Raiders were able to do that? That's, man, was it over 20 years? 2002. Like that was the last time the Raiders have won the division. That's crazy. But yeah, man, we'll have a lot to talk about today, man. Salute to Eagletarian pulling up. My guy Raider Wade in the building, man. Appreciate you coming through. Anthony Estrada in the building says, "Yo, what's going on, boys?" He says, "Nation chat clocking in, man. There you go, man. Appreciate you clocking in. Chill Ray in the building, man. My guy, man. Appreciate you coming through." PNW Mark says, "Clock in and subscribe and hit that notification bell." Yeah, hey, man. Hey, he knows the drill, man.
Knows what's
Just
up.
clock in, man. It's just that simple, man. We're going live on both our channels, so if you haven't already, make sure to head over to both channels and hit the like button as well as subscribe if you haven't subscribed, if you're new. And also, you know, for guys that, you know, they were like, we missed a live show. Just go ahead and hit that notification bell. It's gonna help. I'm telling you.
Right.
Marcus in the building, man. My guy, man. Yaya Hatamaki coming through, man. Appreciate you coming through. Man, we got everybody pulling up today, man. But Brandon, he just simply comes back or comes into the chat and goes, he says, the Raiders. I don't know if that's Al Davis or is that Chris Berman?
I think that's Chris Berman.
Is Chris Berman? Yeah. Well, Al Davis, the way he said the Raiders was different. It had like that, like East Coast.
Yeah, exactly.
That Brooklyn.
That old school New York, yeah.
Old school New York, yeah. The Raiders, like it was just, it was a way that he said it, man.
Real mafia type sounding, like real mafioso, like.
Man, that's another conversation for another day. But yeah, like, did Al Davis have mafia ties? You know, I don't know, man. It just, the Raiders are like the best. They had, if there was a team that have mafia ties, man, no disrespect to the mafia or anything like that, but I'm just saying, if there was a team, it would have to be the Raiders, and they're in Vegas too. You know what I mean? Shot Casino.
Now, for sure. Now, yeah.
Man, my guy Coach in the building, man, pulling up, man. What's good, man? Appreciate you coming through.
Good, Coach.
Severe was digging that Tommy's nickname is inside. What's going on, man? What's going on?
Man, dude, he's got him Tommy Ami Eichenberg. Eichenberg. Kind of sad nickname is that. It's like, man, Coach is a fool, funny, man. Bro. Coach is hilarious.
Man, but we appreciate everybody coming through. Can't wait to see Christian Bale as Al. Yeah, I want to see that. I don't Severe ain't. He can't. He's just like. Are you gonna watch it? You gotta watch it.
I'm gonna watch it, man. I'm gonna watch it. But it's just, yeah, man. I don't know, man. Like, I like Christian Bale as an actor, but
you don't like the fit.
It's a certain flavor, a certain like charisma you gotta have. That's why a lot of people didn't like. This is all totally off topic, but a lot of people, I'm a big Batman fan. That's my favorite character. And a lot of people didn't like Christian Bale as Batman because his Bruce Wayne was so like wooden and carved. It's like, you know, there's a certain like je ne sais quoi you got to capture when you're playing Bruce Wayne, and like he didn't really capture it. They don't feel he did a good job with that. So even though his Batman in the suit was good,
who's the best Bruce Wayne?
I think, I mean, it depends on what you're talking. Like in the suit, like Bruce Wayne or in the suit as Batman, it was probably him. It's him or my guy that played, or Michael Keaton. I think those were the two top, like in the suit. I as Bruce Wayne, man, probably to be Trill, man. What's my guy's name? Ben Affleck as Bruce Wayne. I think Ben Affleck did probably the best job as Bruce Wayne. But his Batman wasn't like, his Batman left much to be desired.
Well, and those movies, it wasn't that bad. It was just a movie, but the
movies wasn't great too. So that's like,
okay. I don't know. I think his Batman wasn't bad. I don't think his Batman was bad. I just think that the movies
was bad. Yeah.
Yeah, like
I know a lot of people hated it.
They rushed. You know what it felt like? It felt like it was rushed.
Yeah.
A lot of because they're trying to compete with Marvel, and they're making a whole bunch of money. But Marvel, they took their time. Like the way they kind of how they connected the dots with this movie and that movie, and then eventually they had a they teamed up and stuff like that. Like it felt like we seen one Superman movie, and then we seen a whole Justice League movie right after that Superman movie. It was just like, what the hell? Like,
yeah.
What's going on?
Like a lot of people hated Affleck as, but like I said, I didn't hate it. Like, I thought he did a good job, but I wouldn't. Like I said, in the suit, Christian Bale killed it, and Michael Keaton killed it. That's like Michael Keaton is kind of nostalgic too, though. That's like the first real one I saw. Like, that wasn't like Adam West. Like, it was the first time I seen like an actual, in a long time. So that's like nostalgic. Oh, boy, did a good job too, man. I can't even lie, man. Pattinson did.
You said, hold on, you said Adam West? You talking about like the old school?
Yeah, I'm saying that's nostalgic. So I said when I saw Michael Keaton like do it, like the only Batman I had seen was like Adam West. So when I was a kid, the first time I saw Batman, I was like, yo, this is way different than like the other stuff I had seen. So that's why Michael Keaton is always going to be like, always going to have like a special place and for that performance, just because it was like the first like gritty, like non-corny Batman that I had seen. So it's like, oh man, this is the Batman I like. So that's always going to be like, I'm always going to judge that one with a little bit of bias. But Pattinson, I didn't think, like, when I heard he was casted, I was mad, bro. But he knocked it out of the park too. I think he did.
What happened with him though? Like he took the he did, obviously he did like the those corny movies that like,
oh yeah, like the vampire stuff, the Twilight. There you go.
So what happened was he once after that was completed, he kind of went like underground and like went the indie route, and then he kind of developed his like acting skills, and then the rest is history. I mean, I thought he did a good job as Batman, but
I think he did a good job.
Yeah, to bring it back to the Raiders, who would you want as Al Davis? If it wasn't Christian Bale, I know you're not a big fan. Like, who would play a good Al Davis?
I don't know, man. I don't know. It's like, it's not a lot of powerhouse actors right now I could think of that can, like, I would want in that role.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think of somebody. Trying to think who would be.
Because you're thinking more of the look.
It's the look, but it's like the charisma of it all. Like, like that's what I'm saying. That's why I think like Christian Bale struggled playing Bruce Wayne, because like the charisma is not there. Like he did a great job as like when he played American Psycho, because that dude is not. He's like not a real charismatic guy. He's like like he was a psycho. So you can kind of capture that, but like you gotta, when you like trying to play like Al Davis, who had like so much flavor and so much like swag, and just like he was just like the dude. It's gonna be hard to capture that for him. I think, like I said, but I'm judging, and to be fair, I'm judging that mostly based off his inability to capture it with Bruce Wayne.
Coach, I'm with you. It's Nicolas Cage is what I'm kind of like. I mean, and Cage is not a bad actor. It's just I don't know how that's gonna turn out. Like him playing John Madden, but
he's done a lot of odd movies lately. That's where like kind of like he's done some weird movies recently where it's like like, it's some wild stuff.
Yeah, but maybe he's more prepared, and like he's gonna like try to kill it. You know what I mean? Because it's a big role. But yeah, man, I don't know. Now that I think about it, when you say the charisma part, I guess I can see what you're saying a little bit.
Let's see. This was right.
But I kind of can see him play Al though. I can see him play like the look. I can see him. I can see the
look is fine. I think. Look, this is perfect. I'm gonna let you go after this. This person, they're too old to do it now. They're too old to do it now. But if they made this movie like 20 years, it had to be a while ago. Al Pacino would have knocked Al Davis out the park. Knocked it out the park, bro. Everything. He would have killed it. But obviously he's too old now. But perfect right there. Yeah.
John Gotti in the Raiders jacket.
Yeah.
Man, that's probably, that's not the, man. You said it. I didn't say it. You said it.
Exactly, right?
Daniel Kim, man, appreciate you coming through. The King of Mods in the building. John. Oh, you talking about John Candy? Oh yeah, that would have been a perfect John Candy.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, man. Yeah. R.I.P. Yeah, he would have been perfect.
Yeah.
He would have been perfect.
Ooh, 808. Kevin Costner.
Oh yes.
Hey, you know what? 808, bro. I agree, bro.
Too. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, facts.
I agree, bro. I'm not gonna lie, like that one. But you think he would have got it with the charisma though? Because Kevin Costner's not like a high. I don't want to say that Al Davis is a high emotional guy, but he's he's kind of even keel as an actor. Like he's not. Yeah. He doesn't get really too high, but Al Davis is kind of like a big personality. I don't know if he could capture that. I don't know. Has he ever played a role where he had to play like a big personality? I don't know. Kevin Costner it feels like he plays that kind of same. Because I recently seen kind of chill. What's that movie about the NFL draft?
Draft Day, I think.
Draft Day was it Draft Day? Yeah, it's Draft Day.
I think that's what it's called.
Yeah. And and Kevin Costner was in plenty of other movies, but I'm just saying, like, I've never really seen him play like a big like personality. Like, it's almost kind of like the same kind of like chill, low key kind of. It's not like he's a bad actor, but Joe Pesci is Al Davis. That's goofy.
Hilarious.
That's goofy. Hilarious. I can't see it. I can't see it. But Joe Pesci is like man. I don't know. Joe Pesci. I think Joe Pesci's a good actor though. But
he's good. I like Joe Pesci as an actor too. But Joe Pesci, he's another dude that played the same person a lot. It's always like some mafia tough guy.
Hey, Alec, I don't think Val was bad either, but Severe, he not a fan. He not a fan. I know he not a fan of Val. Yeah. I think Val was not a bad Batman. I just think
Alex, so you put two back to back. You say he was not bad or he was bad. You put he was bad as Batman.
Okay, I think he made that comment for Severe, and he made this comment for me, bro.
Exactly right,
man.
Nah, man. I don't like.
Should have been in Draft Day.
Oh boy, it was terrible.
Shout out to East Coast, man. Appreciate you coming through.
Shout out to East Coast, man. Shout out to that interview you guys did, man. That was a dope interview, man.
Check that out, man. On East Coast. Hey, man. East Coast been killing the interview game.
Yeah, man.
He's interviewing everybody, man, including myself, man. So definitely check out that interview recently that we just had on Sunday. Definitely check it out. But my guy East Coast in the building. We got to get him on soon too, as well, man. We got to get him on.
Yeah, facts. Training camp. After like training camp time.
You said he was awful. He was
clarification, awful. Yeah, I didn't like him as bad, but those movies were horrible. Those movies were just horrible. That movie, the one with George Clooney, was bad. It was just
the George Clooney, that was the worst, and it was weird too.
Yeah,
it was like weird, like the way they. I don't know, but that's a whole different conversation. But nah, I thought I didn't think it was that bad. I thought, we're see this is what happened last time. We get into the movie talk, man. We're gonna have a movie. Exactly. We should have like a movie.
You still ain't watched what you call it yet, have you? Nah, you ain't watched it again.
I haven't seen it. But guess what?
You went back and watched Draft Day. We ain't watched.
Nah, I seen Draft Day before the draft. Hey, it wasn't a bad movie though. Draft Day was not a bad movie. I thought it was cool.
Yeah,
it was alright. It was alright.
What it was,
Yeah. What I thought it was like a lot of it was like movie magic, but like
exactly.
But you could also kind of see like, oh yeah, this is how it like goes down. Like how GM's got a whole lot of pressure from the owners, from like trying to make a move. But then the move that they made, like the way he tried to, like he played, like he outsmarted everybody by like trading. Exactly. That would never happen. That would never happen. Like you trade away your whole draft and then you get all of your picks plus more. I'm like, nah, that's never happened.
That's why it's like you said, it's like the drama. It's the dramatization of it. Bro, I bet you he hasn't. I know he hasn't, bro.
I haven't had time, bro. I haven't had time. But guess what? Someone just told me that it's available on Prime. You got to pay for it though. So maybe if I find some time, man, I'm gonna go ahead and watch it. Man, I have time, man. I recently moved and stuff like that, so I had time to like do stuff like that. But
busy
but
watching
yeah, I'm
Kevin
gonna check it
Costner.
out, bro. Like, hey, because a lot of people said it's good, and I seen the reviews. I'm like, oh shit, I'm definitely gonna check it out. Everybody that I talked to said it was a good movie, so definitely gonna check it out. But yeah, man, hey, I'm gonna watch The Sinners. I'm gonna watch Sinners, and hey, this might be his best
Michael B.
movie.
Jordan slander.
That might be his best movie.
Yeah, Michael B. Jordan. I don't think it's in theaters no more, Coach. That's the thing. But I saw it in IMAX, bro. That was.
Oh damn! It's that type of movie, like where you got to watch it in the movie theaters.
It was clean because that's how it was shot, so it was perfect. Yeah, especially like with other people there too. It was dope.
Okay.
Especially like the music scenes. It was dope in theaters, bro.
All right.
I'm not a social person like that. I don't like being around people like that. So for me to get out the house and watch it, bro, it gotta.
All right. I'm gonna have to find a movie. There's always that one movie theater that's playing old ass movies. So
yeah.
So you know, Sinners is probably gonna be one of those movies I gotta check out. But yeah, man, man. But hey, let's get back to the Raiders, man. Let's get back to the Raiders. Recently, like I said, they had a mini camps where they had veterans come in and they've been competing, and we kind of seen a short glimpse of who's starting and who's competing. And then obviously the pressures with Chip Kelly, Geno, and all these assistant coaches. Yeah. I'm hearing it's a battle going on at left guard. We're kind of seeing early previews into that. We knew that going in, but now we're actually seeing the Parhams and the Meredith going back and forth. Alex Kappa and Rodgers, guy that recently they drafted in the third or fourth round. So they're battling. I think Kappa, you would think, probably would have the early lead, veteran, I'm sure they probably going to go that route. But hey, if Rodgers is out there competing for a starting spot, that means that's a good sign, right? Like that, hey, he's better than expected. And then obviously the big shocker to me is, and y'all might have seen it on the title, the thumbnail, is Jakorian Bennett. He's relegated to second team reps right now, with Darian Porter and Eric Stokes starting on the outside. Now, like, it's just mini camp at the end of the day. It's not like a huge deal. Bennett might be still coming back from an injury. Maybe they don't want to push him. Maybe they want to see what Darian Porter will look like against starters. That could be a reason why. But I'm like, man, like if Bennett's out there playing against second team, like that means he's good enough to be out there. So why wouldn't he be with the starters? So that's kind of interesting that they have. I mean, are you surprised that Darian Porter and Eric Stokes are starting right off the gate?
Not necessarily, for the simple fact that those are two players that Pete Carroll had a direct hand in bringing to the Raiders. Like Jakorian Bennett is a guy he inherited. And that was a guy from two regimes ago. More. That Gruden drafted him, right? Was that a Gruden draft pick?
Who?
Yeah, JB was a That was a Josh McDaniels. That was Josh McDaniels.
Yeah, that was Josh McDaniels. Bennett was drafted in the fourth, I believe. He was drafted in the fourth round.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's Josh McDaniels. So it's still like two regimes ago. So. He's not a guy he had a hand. No, he wasn't handpicked by either Spytech or by Pete Carroll, like Porter and Eric Stokes both were. Now he's also a little bit shorter than those guys. He's a little bit shorter than those guys, and I don't know how long his arms are, but both of those guys have pretty long arms. So it's just his overall build is not the same, or doesn't fall exactly in line with outside corners that Pete Carroll has favored in the past. He does hew similarly to Devin Witherspoon, who Pete Carroll did select in his time in Seattle, but the role that he was playing there is not exactly the role we anticipated out of Jakorian on this team. And I think we'll get into a little bit of that more later.
Was Pete was Pete the one that started he was one of the guys or coaches that started that trend of starting like corners at 6 feet and over?
I don't know if he started
because I felt
it,
like
he made it
there was a
popular,
time
though.
where 5'11", and we talked about this before off camera, but like there was a time I felt like where 5'11" at corner was good, was a good height.
Oh yeah,
on
you're
the, on
tall.
the, on the
That's a
outside.
good prototypical size at 5'11" back in the day.
Now that's considered undersized, somewhat undersized. Like
Depending on the scheme. I think if you're 5'11", I think it's still fine. Most people still consider that like a good size.
But now, like, no, before it was a good size, but now it's like,
now it's like
oh, depending on the scheme, you know what I mean? Like, it's just like,
exactly. Yeah, or now it's like, oh, he's hit, it's not seen as a liability. Before it's like, oh man, it's a big corner, 5'11", you're 6 foot, it's a big corner. Now it's like, okay,
Right.
Not a liability.
Yeah, and that's the thing too. And you start thinking about it, like, did he start that wave of like, getting corners at like 6 feet? Because after that, I felt like just a lot of teams now, like that's what they favor. They favor going after like bigger corners now.
I don't know if he started it per se, but
I just feel like it was like because
he for
like
sure,
every corner
he for
that
sure
he had,
popularized it. Yeah, he
Yeah.
popularized it for sure because they won. So,
Man, we appreciate everybody coming through. Make sure to clock in, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. But yeah, now I was just thinking about it. I'm like, man, like Pete Carroll, man, like he from the physical standpoint of what he wants in a player, especially at corner, like he's very specific. Like, and if Jakorian, I'm not gonna lie, Jakorian should be starting. Like, I don't understand, like just because he's well, I don't think it's just because he's not 6 foot, but I think, and he can't play in the inside too. So it's kind of like, damn, that's one of those situations, like you have to play him on the outside. It's a tough situation. It's early though. It's early. They probably want to see like what Darian Porter looks like on the outside. Eric Stokes is a guy that they signed in the offseason who was a former first round pick. His issue is like staying healthy on the football field. I think he ran a 4.2 coming out too as well. So he has a lot of physical attributes that you would want out there. But I don't know, man. I thought Jakorian last year, he took a big step like in his second year before he got hurt. Like, and that's the thing too. He's gotten hurt back-to-back years. Injuries has kind of been an issue, but at the same time, like he took that big step and he looks like he could develop. And like we were kind of like asking ourselves, like, hey, can he develop into a number one corner? Because we've seen that big improvement, and this is going into his third year, so we'll see. Hopefully, the Raiders look at it from a perspective, put the best players on a football field, and not be a situation where like, well, he doesn't fit the scheme, so we're gonna go and give this guy an edge because he's bigger. You know what I mean? Like that was stupid.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of alluded to it before, but one thing you saw Pete do with Devin Witherspoon in his time in Seattle was that he played him on the inside at slot or a nickel corner, and he played him on the outside. He kind of split reps between those two areas. Is that something that Jakorian may be in his future? I don't know, but I think that's something they'll consider. If it's a situation where let's say Stokes, Porter, and Jakorian, they're all like similar. They're all performing at similar levels, right? They're all performing pretty well. Sometimes it's a situation where, like, if you want to get your best guys on the field, I think of those guys, the person that most likely or most closely fits what you need at nickel is Jakorian.
My guy Up in Smoke, man, with the super chat, man. Appreciate you coming through and supporting the show. He says we should sign iShowSpeed to play nickel. Is that the content creator? The big, like,
the YouTuber. Yeah, the YouTuber.
YouTuber? Yeah.
YouTube.
At this point, man, we need all the help we need as far as nickel corner. I mean, we could talk about outside corner. At least we feel like at outside there's some potential. Like, okay, maybe it can work out. Even though like corner, you can argue is a spot where there's like some question marks, but at nickel, I'm not sure if I'm 100% confident on where we at.
Now I'm signing. What's my guy's name? Dang, I was just watching some of his stuff the other day too. Destroying. I'm signing Destroying before I'm signing iShowSpeed. At least Destroying is actually doing football stuff. Like on a regular basis.
Right. Yeah. Hey man. Hey, look. Hey, if he could play, if he tries out and he's playing well out there, man, I'm not gonna be mad at it. But I highly doubt it, man. What the hell? Like he's. I think up in smoke, man. You just you're basically pointing the obvious that we need help at corner, basically, man. But
yeah.
Appreciate the super chat. Appreciate you supporting the show. Super D says, pause. He says, Pete wants 6'2", 6'2". Oh, like a 6'2" corner.
Yeah.
Or at least over 6 feet. For sure.
Yeah.
Definitely. AJ Simpson said, I think Pete made it popular to have tall. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Have tall players all over the secondary, especially when you're playing a lot of cover 3. You're playing space, so having long arms helps that. But like, hey, so you're telling me like, hey,
Earl Thomas wasn't tall though.
Earl Thomas was like 5'10", 5'11", but he was athletic though. He's fast.
Yeah.
That's the thing though, man. I don't think Jakorian can play inside though.
I mean, I think he might end up if he wants to get on the field, he may have to learn. He might have to learn. And because I think one of the things, like one of the coaches, the secondary coach was saying, like, it kind of Jakorian Bennett. And you see this this is one of the issues the Raiders are going to run into when you're consistently changing schemes and philosophies. Is that Jakorian and it's still early, but he's struggling with the technique and how they want to play corner. Which is, hey, this is his third DB coach in 3 years. So, it's the way they play press is different than those other guys. Like you got to kind of stay over the top when you're in that cover 3. So it's different than how he played it before. So he's gonna have some growing pains. So it's almost like it's not quite as bad, but like remember when we had Farrell? And he had his rookie year wasn't great, but then his second year it's like, all right, man, Clee made some strides his second year, and I think PFF had him rated as like a, trusted whatever you want to, but I think they had him as like a top 15 edge defender or something like that, some wow like that. It was like, all right, well, we saw some strides being made. Like, hey, maybe he can turn into something, and then Gus Bradley comes in. It's like, yeah, bro, you out of here, You don't fit what we want to do anymore.
Oh, that's a good point. That's a good point. Because, I was going to say that. Like, Gunther left at that point, and Gunther was a Clee Farrell guy. Like, he wants a bigger DN, you know what I mean, that's able to stop the run. So, it's sometimes
Bradley wanted more juice, and that's why we got Yannick.
Man, that'll be interesting. But, I mean, if hey, look, Carroll, it's not a guy that I would like. I wouldn't question him a lot because I felt like he's done a good job over his career to develop the cornerback position, and he's able to so if he feels like maybe this guy is better at this spot, then we'll see. But Taddy 707 says might as well put Tyree at nickel if we take Nacho speed. Man, that's wild, man. That's wild. That's hella funny. Up and spoke with another super chat, my guy, man.
Yeah. Appreciate
he says, please go look at Thomas Harp's 40-yard dash, 10-yard split, vert jump, 3-cone, and broad jump. He's got athleticism and tackleability ability for nickel.
I mean, I like Thomas Harper played well last year. I was surprised. He got a lot of snaps at safety. And I was impressed with what I saw from him. And he was out there like a lot, even with Palomar and Merrick out there. Sometimes he would be out there with them also. So I don't know, how his hips are in coverage. When you're actually having to cover down there toward the line of scrimmage, like how well do you move? Can you shadow a receiver? Because generally, it's going to be shiftier guys. It's more difficult to cover in the slots. Guys have two-way goals. You're doing a lot of shifty guys and these different route combinations. It's a lot more going on down there. So can he adjust to that? And we've seen safeties do it. We've seen safeties do it in the past. So it's not an impossibility, but I'd have to see it.
I feel like that's where they're headed to. Is they're gonna answer that nickel spot by having a combination of guys do it. AJ Simpson kind of alluded to it by saying, I think nickel will be some sort of combination of Chin, Polamalu, Lonnie Johnson Jr. mixed in, and maybe Harper. Maybe he's a guy that's going to get into mix. But he's a safety. He came in as a safety. So, but you're projecting him to be a nickel corner. So we'll see. He says, bro is twitchy. He's covered in nickel. He'll fit the run. Watch his college tape. Okay. Hey man, up in smoke, man. He's the first right here. He's standing on it, man. He's standing on it. He said Harper's gonna be the guy. Man, Piano Man says testing. Yeah, man, it's a live show. Live show. He said testing. Like testing. 1, 2, 3.
That's Chargers fan. He a secret Raiders fan.
Oh, Piano Man is a Charger fan. Ah, man.
Fan. He's really a Raider fan, but he's on all the Raider chats, bro. So he's really a Raider fan.
Come on, man. Nah, you really Raider fan. All right. SoCal Sal in the building, man. Appreciate you coming through. I think we'll play a lot of 3 safety sets and big nickel this year. Okay. All right, man. Hey, people are kind of like they're trying to predict what the Raiders are gonna do, but we'll never. Hey, it's a lot of time between now and the start of the season. So you never know, like, if the Raiders pick up a corner, especially at training camp, people get cut left and right. But we'll see. Yeah, I said I should ban you right now. Yaya ain't playing, man. Don't mess with Yaya, man. He'll ban you.
Yeah. He just that international banning people, bro. He not.
Taddy says, how realistic is Ramsey at corner or safety?
I don't think it's realistic, to be honest with you. You know,
yeah,
it's a nice part. We always get sucked into these kind of like conversations with the Raiders about them acquiring some big name people, and
the Raiders do have the money, but
I
don't know. I don't even know if Ramsey wants to come to the Raiders at this point in his career. I think he wants to
stay where he at, or no. But I think they kind of mutually agreed where they'll find a home somewhere else. But you think about it, like what Spytek already saying how cheap he is. He's already talking about, man, I'm cheap. Like my wife talks about how cheap I am. I'm super cheap. So, is he going to be willing to give up not only the draft capital, but then pay Ramsey too? Like that's a double expense, right? He already talked about he cheap, and you want this man to splurge. Like I don't think that's in his nature. Ironically, I think Dave Ziegler would have did it. Dave Ziegler would have did it.
Well, because he did the Devontae.
He did the Devontae. And that's the only time. That's the last time we've been linked to a big name player where it's actually true. Even people then was like, man, get this nonsense out of here. Like, okay,
well, Mike Mayock,
he's looking for houses.
Remember the first time around where Ramsey wanted to come to the Raiders, and then Mike Mayock kind of confirmed like the Raiders were like literally it was almost official, and they went ahead and traded him to the Rams. Like they were like trying to trade for like John Gruden and Mike Mayock were literally going all out to get Ramsey to the Raiders. And it almost happened, according to Mayock, but obviously
according to Ramsey too. Ramsey confirmed it.
Yeah. It is what it is, man. I think what Spytek was trying to say when he said that he's cheap. I think when it comes to draft picks, like money. Yeah, but more so, I think more so like the draft picks. He doesn't want to give up his draft picks like that. So that being said, what would it take to get Ramsey? What's his market? What can you trade for Ramsey and give up like a 4th or a 5th? Because he is getting paid too. His contract is huge. Or he's getting like, a pretty good contract, 20+ mil a year.
Yeah.
He's still got 2-3 years left on there, and then maybe I'm sure like it's possible that he'll come to the team that he get traded for him, and he wants a new contract or get an extension.
Yeah.
So what would you think it would take?
I think it's gonna take a third, fourth, but I'm thinking it's gonna take a third. Just because I think there are gonna be other suitors out there And I think there's going to be teams who are competitive that will be willing to say, hey, you know what? We're Jalen Ramsey away from being serious Super Bowl contenders. Let's make it happen. Like what I'm trying to think. I don't know who their corners are right now. But what's stopping Baltimore from saying Jalen Ramsey?
I mean, they got their safety situation is pretty good right now. So
Yeah, but corner.
Oh yeah,
safety situation hella good.
I'm thinking like he's gonna make that transition. I don't know why I'm thinking about it right now, but he's gonna make that transition to safety, which I think he can, like kind of like Charles
he
did.
He played at Florida State. I mean, like he was drafted. Like a lot of people didn't know whether he was gonna play safety or corner in the league. So
yeah, I mean Baltimore right now they're in a Super Bowl window, and they keep missing out. Like last year, like people kind of were like they're. I don't want to say a disappointment, but like it was a little bit of like a letdown. Like they weren't able to make the Super Bowl because that was a team that everybody was picking to go there at the very least, not let alone win it. So I can see Baltimore making that trade.
Yeah,
Buffalo.
I was going to say Buffalo. That's another team.
Buffalo. Do you think they're still in that window, Super Bowl window?
Yeah, I mean, look, you got a franchise quarterback. You in that window. You're in that window.
Well, I don't know. Look at the Bengals.
I think they're in, but see, I think they're in that window. That's why. You don't pay T. Higgins and Jamar Chase if you don't think you're in that window.
Yeah, but they're just doing things differently. Like they're just paying like all their like skill position players, but then like
they ain't paid what you call it. They ain't paid Trey Hendrickson.
Damn, bro.
They ain't paid Trey Hendrickson at all.
And he's a dog too. And he's a dog, man.
I think he led the league in sacks last year. But he's also getting older though. That's what I'm saying. Like they may be saying, you know what? Hey, you don't fit our timeline.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I'm trying to think who are the Super Bowl contenders that would actually trade from. I mean, and the reason why I'm not including the Raiders is because I feel like the Raiders are like a little bit a ways from that from actually contending to actually even make the playoffs. Yeah. But also you got to think about it this way too. For the Raiders to even consider, for me, I would say if they're willing to give up a fourth or fifth, then I'm thinking about it. I'll do it.
If you do a fourth year, you almost have to do it. It'd be malpractice to not do it, bro. You got
because he's going to be your number one corner. He's going to be the number one corner. He solidifies that whole room because you got him, and then everybody kind of drops down the spot, and it makes it that much better. And then you combine that with hopefully a good pass rush.
Exactly.
Yeah, you can see where they're going with that, but I don't know. I don't know if Ramsey wants to come to the Raiders, and I'm sure that's gonna like. You think that's gonna affect the deal too? That he's gonna want to go to a team that he wants to play for.
That's going to play a part in it, but he don't have no trade clause, so he doesn't have complete control to say no to a destination. But anytime like no team wants to trade for a player that doesn't want to be there. That's how you get Hassan Reddick, right? So so you don't want to trade for a player that unless you hey, you know what, we know for sure this guy will report. If you're just kind of it's just like swinging blindly, then that can bite you in the butt.
My guy Smoke, man, he in the building, man. Appreciate you coming through. So what's up with my guys? Salute to both of you guys. My bad, haven't been around. That's all good, man. It's the off season. We understand. This is your boy's been on a L Tiger Woods run. Okay. Yeah, man. Hey, man, I'm not gonna lie, man. Golfing is hard, man. It's difficult. It's harder than man. I didn't know how hard it was until I had to hit a golf ball. I'm like, oh snap! You start noticing your whole form, and man, I was struggling. I was like, I'm not gonna lie, I was struggling, but I'm gonna get there. there. I just gotta keep doing it, man. But that Smoke, man, he's doing his thing, man. Because I think I seen this is a while back though. I seen you kind of you won a tournament, I think. So he's pretty good, bro.
Yeah, he had the fam out there too. I saw the little. He getting a little one started early, man. Get a little one started early.
Yep, there you go, man. That's how you do it, man. Appreciate you coming through. Raiders are an unserious organization. They need a legit quarterback. I mean, hey man, I think that's every team. Every team wants a legit quarterback. It's the problem is finding one. But I think Geno will be solid for right now. Golden Tate, Piano Man says Golden Tate talked about Jalen Ramsey and getting in a fight. Percy Harvin a day before the Super Bowl, and it's on Busting with the Boys. Oh, I gotta check it out.
Golden Tate talked about Jalen Ramsey,
because Ramsey has had some funny moments, you know. He had some funny moments. I know Severe always laughs at the story when him and Steve Smith were beefing back in the day. Yo. But that was a rookie's Jalen Ramsey, and like he just made him look like he made him. I don't think he look bad, but it was just like damn, like
the interview made him look bad.
the way he reacted, it was very like it was just very
man, not YouTube friendly.
Yeah. Pretty much. It was
but I'm trying to think. But Golden Tate had to talk. He had to be talking about Jalen Ramsey separately because he never played with Jalen Ramsey. He never played with Jalen Ramsey. Because Golden Tate, he played for the Seahawks and then he went to the Lions. I'm trying to think where he finished his career. I don't know if he ever played with Ramsey at all. I could be wrong though.
LS says there isn't any universe where Spy Tech, so he's doubling down. He says Spy Tech trades for Jalen Ramsey and pays for his contract, only gave up a third for a starting quarterback. Hey, but corner is a premium position too. And,
yeah, for sure.
And Jalen Ramsey, for most of his career, you know, was basically the best corner, if not top 2 or 3 corner in the NFL. Now, I don't think he's the best corner. I think Patrick Tane kind of took that spot the last couple seasons, though. I'm not gonna lie, like that dude. He like when I seen Devontae struggle, like the way Devontae was catching the football, like it was like, bro, like there was no way, like Devontae had to work for everything. Facts. And that's like I respected how like Patrick Tane played against Devontae, and I'm not gonna act like I've seen every rep that Patrick Surtain played against every top receiver, but you know, Devontae's one of the
he's the one defensive player of the year for a reason. Me personally, I got Derek Stingley as the best corner in the league, but you know, I'm not mad at people saying like you say Pat Surtain, like I'm not gonna be like, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. I'm like, yeah, Pat Surtain too, like he right there.
Is he because he's a Bronco? Is he Bronco?
Not even that. Pat Surtain to me, he's a dog. I didn't know if he was that dude. Like forever, man. Champ Bailey was that dude, man. He was a Bronco. Like I ain't gonna hold you, bro. If you that dude, you that dude, man.
Champ was nice. You that dude. From the Redskins to the Broncos, man. He was one of the best corners back in the day. But so it's close then. It's like super close. Yeah. What happened to Sauce Gardner? I feel like a lot of people kind of falling off on Sauce right now.
He kind of fell off this past year. Like it was crazy. Like him and Tariq Woolen both came out the gate like you know, full speed, and they both kind of dipped, took a dip back this year. So you know, hopefully they pick it back up. People was like, hey man, that's the future of the position, man. These tall guys, you know, like leather guys that can run like this, and then both of them kind of took a step back. So
yeah, man. Well, you know, there were pressures done by like a lot of the you know, Chip Kelly was able to talk to the media, Geno was able to talk to the media, and a few other guys, as well as a lot of the assistant coaches. I mean, was there anything that like stood out to you that you were able to get from those pressers?
I mean, the main thing that stood out is just that, you know, everybody is singing the praises of Geno Smith. Just the guy who he is, what he brings to the organization, how he goes about his work. And then even more importantly, just like his ability on the field, from his arm to how athletic he is, to, you know, like the zip he has on his passes. Everybody's like, yo, like I didn't know he was like this. Like we know he's a good quarterback. Obviously, we've seen the past few years he played in Seattle, but actually like being there on the field and witnessing it like up close, it's like it's different. It's different. So I think that's a big release. I mean, there was some apprehension about us trading for him, especially a 3rd round pick, giving up and then paying that salary. But like Chip Kelly, obviously Pete Carroll loves to do like his adopted son or something like that. And Chip Kelly was singing the praises too, just saying how every night, Geno is hitting. They're having a conversation about how that practice went, or what can we do next practice to improve. Like it's every time they have a practice, man. So that's the kind of stuff you'd like to see.
Dixon, man, you're hilarious.
Yeah, man. Like, hey.
I thought about this just right now. This would have been a good what's real, what's not, but let's talk about it. Is Chip Kelly going to be the next head coach for the Raiders?
I personally don't think so. But I don't think he wants to be a head coach. I don't think Chip Kelly wants to be a head coach. Maybe different. Maybe at the NFL level is different. Maybe he does aspire to be a head coach at the NFL. But he had a head coaching job in college. Generally, college coaches have more power, more say over the direction of a program. They get to turn over their roster every so often. And Chip Kelly didn't enjoy the recruiting part of it, and he likes to just coach. That's what he wants to do. And when you're a head coach, you're somewhat removed from that, because you kind of got to oversee the offense and the defense. And we see how sometimes guys, especially if you're a head coach and you're the play caller, if you don't have a very strong defensive coordinator, then that side of the ball can slip. We kind of saw with Antonio Pierce. He didn't have a very strong offensive coordinator, and that side of the ball slipped. So I don't know if Chip Kelly wants that role anymore. I think he's perfectly happy being like a Dick LeBeau type guy, where he's just, hey, I'm a defensive. I'm for him, it'll be offense. I'm an offensive coordinator. I'm going to get paid handsomely as an offensive coordinator, and I'm cool with this role.
And it sounded like that when he took the job, and he just wants to coach football, but just think how it's going to line up. Obviously we know that Pete Carroll is not going to be here. He's not going to be coaching the Raiders forever, right? We all know he's an all-time coach. He's 73 years old, oldest coach in NFL history by the time he coaches the first game of the season.
Yeah.
But look what's going to happen. Let's say the offense is rolling. Geno is playing his best football of his career. Or you combine that where Geno's playing solid, they get a young QB, and, Pete Carroll, after, a few seasons, he calls it quits, he hangs it up. It's almost like, you don't want to ruin that situation where you want to lose. So you're saying Chip Kelly is going to be the offensive coordinator no matter who becomes head coach? Because if the offense is rolling, you wouldn't want to ruin that chemistry that the offense has, but mostly importantly, whoever they're developing at QB. Because I'm assuming that the Raiders are going to be in the we say this every offseason and it doesn't happen, but they're going to probably draft a young QB early next year.
Are they? Are they going to do it?
I'm just saying.
So I think, and I don't want to be conspiratorial here and try to sometimes it's Occam razors, right? It's usually the simplest explanation is the correct one, where it's it's a straight line between point A and point B. And you look at how things transpired with Patrick Graham, where Raiders offered him an extension. At that point, he was kind of uncertain of where things would be with Antonio Pierce. He turned that extension down. Then he's obviously trying to get a head coaching position elsewhere. Some people say he was really close in that Jaguar situation. Some people say it was kind of, hey, you know what, always Liam Coleman if he wanted the job, and that Patrick Graham was only going to get it if Liam Cohen had turned it down. That was the only scenario. So, but either way, he was, not too far away from being a head coach in the NFL. He doesn't get that position. There are other defensive coordinator positions open around the league, yet and still he returns to the Raiders as a defensive coordinator. I mean, could it be a situation where they're like, look, Pete is kind of the placeholder, defensive head coach. Patrick Graham, you're a defensive head, you're a defensive-minded coach, obviously. Situation where, hey, you know what? Patrick Graham slides into that head coaching role. Robbie Leonard slides into that defensive coordinator role. Pete Carroll stays on as offensive coordinator. And that way you have an inexperienced head coach with an offensive coordinator that has experience as a head coach. Whether, hey, how good that experience went, not the best, but you still got, Phil Bennett is on the staff as well. So you have another guy with head coaching experience there also. Plus, he would have spent these past 3 years or however long it's going to be, learning from Pete Carroll, a guy who was, who got Dan Quinn, who turned into a head coach, and Dave Canales was on his staff, turned to a head coach. I think Robert Saleh was on his staff briefly. He eventually became a head coach too. So. I think that's the logical move right there. But would I be surprised if it was Chip? Not necessarily, but I just don't know if Chip wants that.
I wouldn't be mad at that, especially I don't think Raider Nation would be complaining, especially if the defense is rolling. You have a great defense under Patrick Graham, and obviously Pete Carroll being the head coach, and then you give it to Patrick Graham. You let him become the head coach, and then you have Chip at OC, because there is like a question mark for Chip. Like at least with Patrick Graham, you there's a little bit like of more of a potential, like, hey, Patrick Graham could be a head coach. But with Chip, we kind of seen that the first time around, and it was like, I don't know.
And the movie didn't end well.
Right. But yeah, Chip is getting paid though. Kevin Lurker says, isn't Chip getting like $6 million? Yeah, he's I think the highest paid
offensive coordinator in the league.
Yeah.
So it's like he's already getting the head coach money. So it's like, bro, why do I want to take on more responsibility? Yeah.
Dixon says it's probably Patrick Graham. Everybody's saying Patrick. Hey, you know what? I ain't mad at it. I like that. As long as we can continue to keep the same system, you know what I mean? Yeah. And because I feel like the successful teams in the NFL, like the best teams, they got a level of consistency about them, whether it's at head coach, quarterback, and obviously the systems that they have in place, whether it's offense or defense. And I think that's why like a lot of like teams tend to go for like offensive minded coaches, because they want to keep the same system, offensive system.
Exactly.
So we'll see. I just had a random question. This is so random, but Deshaun Jackson is head coach of Delaware State. Is that true?
Is it Delaware State? I think he is head coach, but I don't know. I don't remember what college. Yeah, it might be Delaware State. But Eddie George is a head coach. Eddie George is a head coach somewhere too.
But Eddie George has I don't know.
See.
You can see because he's a seasoned vet, and there's like a level of maturity. Like I don't see that level of maturity from Deshaun Jackson to be the head coach, bro. Like it seemed like, that's so. Was that random? Like what the hell? Like when did that happen?
Yeah, it random, but it's one of those situations where sometimes these schools are just looking for like money and like attention, and you have like, hey, you know what, a high profile former NFL player as your head coach, that brings eyeballs. Sometimes, hey, if it's a good product on the field, people are going to come watch the good product. Sometimes, hey, if you're driving down the road and you see a car crash, you're going to turn your head and look at it.
Yeah, man, I thought that was so random. The only reason I brought it up is because he made some comments about, because, we all know that him and, like, LaShawn McCoy do not like Chip Kelly, like, for whatever reason, even though they had their best years of their career under Chip Kelly. Chip, I think, and Chip was probably part of the reason for them to get traded away from the Eagles. Like
definitely.
They talk about it too. Like he broke up that team and we were super talented and LaShawn obviously goes to the Bills, I think, at the time, and then Deshaun signed with the Redskins, now known as the Commanders at the time. Was one or the other. I forgot which team that he went after. But anyways, he was criticizing Chip. He's all like, why would you change? And we'll get to it. We'll talk about that. But like, he was criticizing Chip because of this changing Ashton Genty stance, running back stance.
You said who was?
Deshaun Jackson.
Oh,
and
yeah,
then the quote was like, Delaware State head coach Deshaun Jackson. I was like, what? I had to read it again. I'm like, Delaware State head coach Deshaun Jackson. Yeah. Is this the same Deshaun Jackson? Like, this can't be the same Deshaun Jackson.
Famed NFL running back. Oh, wait a minute. No, he didn't play running back, did he? Oh, never mind.
I'm just saying, man. Am I the only one, man? Hey, everybody in the chat, man. A night crew in the building, man.
I heard him get hired. I don't remember where it was at though.
Yeah,
I heard him get hired as a head coach, and I was like, what? But I don't remember what school.
East Coast says, yeah, it's the Delaware State Hornets.
Wow.
But I don't, man. It's just super random, man.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, it's super random, but it is what it is. Eddie George at Tennessee. I can see Eddie George. I can see
Eddie George is at Tennessee State. I mean, Eddie George is doing, from what I recall, he's doing like a hell of a job there. He's getting like some looks for like D1. Like he's doing a hell of a job. Yeah. Deshaun Jackson, I don't think he's coached the game yet, but I can imagine how that's gonna go.
Salute, man. Salute to the fan, man. Appreciate you coming through, man. Deshaun Jackson as a Raider was low-key getting busy. I don't know what you're talking about, man.
I don't know about that. I mean, maybe you know about something else, but I don't look. What he does in his personal life is his business. But as a player, I wouldn't describe it that way.
Nah.
I think to
be honest with you, every time I think of Deshaun Jackson as a Raider, I just remember him catching the D ball and him fumbling after. I was like, what? That was basically his time with the Raiders. He caught it, and he fumbled. But it was like we picked him up in the middle of the season. We picked him in the middle of the season. So it's kind of it's tough, man. I'm not gonna lie. Football is one of those sports, but it's tough to like come in the middle unless you play like on the D line or something like that.
Facts.
To be impact in the middle of the season, because even remember Carson Palmer came in and like and to be honest with you, I didn't even agree with giving up on Carson Palmer. Like they literally traded him away. Like
I don't either.
But that's a whole different conversation.
They brought in a new head coach, so it was one of the situations where they would have kept. See, they should have just kept Hugh. They would have kept Hugh, kept Carson, running back another year. But obviously they hired Reggie McKenzie, and Reggie McKenzie, was kind of it's a Jalen Carter situation probably. You about to take the heat for this, or this is we're gonna say it's your decision, but we really know who decision was in that situation.
Right. Cameron, there you go. Yeah, man, it was getting busy. He wasn't. That's what I'm saying, bro. I was like,
exactly.
He's being sarcastic, man. Facts. I mean, he's probably trolling. You got to be trolling. Come on, man. Man, we appreciate everybody coming through. Make sure to click in, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. But yeah, man, let's not waste any time, man. Feel like we got to get into. Did we forget anything? I don't feel like did we forget something?
I think we touched on.
Okay. All right. Well, let's get to let's not waste any time, man. Let's get to flag on the play.
Personal foul, 69, offense. He was giving them the business.
It's that time, man. It is that time. It is flag on the play, and Severe, man. Let's start it off, man. Start off. What is the flag this week? What we got lined up this week?
Flag this week. This is a hot off the presses. Well, not exactly hot off the presses, but this is a flag that just happened today. And, I don't know about you guys. I am a sports fan. One of my favorite sports is basketball. Obviously, we're in the thick of the NBA playoffs. The finals start on Thursday, and the New York Knicks were just eliminated in the Eastern Conference Finals by the Indiana Pacers, and they notified their head coach today that he was being fired. So the guy was 2 wins away from taking this team to the NBA Finals. This is the best season they've had in 25 years. The first time since like the early 90s that they've won 50 games in back-to-back seasons. He's went to the playoffs in 4 of the past 5 years, and they decided to fire him today. It's crazy.
Yeah, man, I'm not gonna lie. That was shocking because the Knicks have always been kind of like a struggling team from like just growing up. I mean, obviously in the 90s they had like their run. I think a lot of their issues, it seems like, comes from ownership. Like their ownership is just really toxic. You know, it is what it is, man. I just think that I think it was a short-sighted move. They felt like they could. The grass is sometimes the grass is not greener. You know what I mean, on the other side, man, at the end of the day. Like, and I felt like they were able to, I know he's been there for 5 years, but they literally, for what, it's 25 years since they've been to the Eastern Conference Finals? Like, I mean, their best finish in the playoffs.
Since that stripe-sorting season when they lost to the Spurs.
And on top of that, you got to think some of the players on the team, they were traded within the same season. So, like, if you're not going to give this guy an opportunity to at least capitalize on, like, building that chemistry that you got to build in order to win the championship, like, I don't know where they're going to go after this. I mean, I know that, you know, their franchise superstar, like when asked, this is before that he was, you know, fired, obviously, but after, you know, they got eliminated, someone asked him like about, you know, the head coach's job status, Jalen Brunson. And he was like, kind of like, are you serious? Like, what kind of question is that? Why are you even asking that? Like, of course, man, like but I'm sure that he's surprised, man. And it's crazy that they made that move, especially when your franchise superstar did not, I'm assuming didn't agree with it. But do you think that this is definitely a flag on the play, but do you think there is some type of drama between management and the head coach, or is it more rubbing? Because it feels like if your franchise player is a big fan of the head coach, then for the most part, like, I think he's good with the players.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, 'cause it's just not adding up. I know there was some friction between him and their other franchise player, you know, Karl-Anthony Towns. People call him Cat. I know there was some friction between those guys. A lot of it had to do with because Cat don't be playing no defense, and Tibbs is like a defensive-minded head coach. So I think there was some friction there, but you know, like the thing about you know, the Knicks, obviously their best player is Jalen Brunson. Tibbs has known Jalen Brunson since Jalen Brunson's dad was on the Knicks, like in the early 90s, right? Since he was on.
Coach?
Yeah, no. Now he's an assistant coach for the team. But his he worked, or maybe he worked on because Tibbs was an assistant under Jeff Van Gundy.
Mm-hmm.
So he's been knowing Jalen Brunson since he was like, you know, a boy, like a kid, and his dad would bring him around. So you know, like he's watched this dude grow up. So they've had that relationship for a while now. So you know, and I want to say Tibbs was the head coach when they decided, you know, to pay Jalen Brunson and to bring him over from Dallas Mavericks, right? Like undersized, you know, ball handling guard. Like you usually don't pay those guys that type of money, especially without having like a track record of success. And he had only ever been to that point a number 2 to Luka, to a team that wasn't really like, you know, winning a lot of playoff series. So I mean, I don't know. It's just weird, you know. And it'd be like, you know, like the Knicks and they've been bad for a while. It'd be like us like going to the playoffs and like, you know, like 3 straight years, and we like, but we don't like go to the Super Bowl. So like, you know what, we gotta let you go. Like what? Like this is the first time in forever we've been like good and competitive consistently, and you want to like reset it because you haven't thought we reached our ceiling. Like bro, like we could go right back to the floor.
And no one had the Knicks going to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah, no.
I mean, no one had Pacers going to the finals, but that's a whole different conversation. But look, I'm just saying, like, no one had the Knicks going that far. And on top of that, like, you know, like Dixon said in the chat, and I brought up earlier, is like they literally traded for like Cat before the season. Like, so look, just like in any sport, man, chemistry is big. You know what I mean? Any team sports, chemistry is big. So it takes a while for that to build up. You know, maybe you could, like, for example, like back in the day, you know, when the Lakers traded for Gasol in the same season, like they didn't win it. They end up going far in the playoffs, but at the end of the day, like it took one season. There's only been like a few examples. The Heat team, they didn't do nothing their first year. I mean, they went far in the playoffs, but obviously they didn't win it. It took like a second year for them to like actually, make it to the finals and win it. But their expectations were a lot higher. LeBron James, D Wade, they put that on themselves. Like not one, not two, not three. Like so.
Exactly.
But that's a whole different conversation, though.
The only team I can think of that was like a collective of superstars that did it the first year, I think that Kevin Garnett. I think that Kevin Garnett, Ray Allen. Yeah, exactly. I think the Kevin Garnett, Ray Allen, Paul Pierce team. I think they did it year one. The obviously Golden State is a little bit different situation. They had already won a championship, but they did it year one with KD, and then I think it's not really the same. It's kind of the same dynamic. The Kawhi Leonard when they traded, the Raptors traded DeMar DeRozan for Kawhi Leonard. He was only there for 1 year, but that 1 year they won the title. That's the last. That's the only teams I can think of for sure where it's happened that fast. Out of dozens and dozens of other examples where it hasn't worked.
Yeah, man. It's just weird, man. It is what it is. Some of it has something to do with like politics. Sometimes it has something to do with like people feeling like they can upgrade, but like I wonder who's going to take the job. I wonder who's going to take the job. Like who's going to be the replacement? Because like the Celtics are going to be back next year. Well, actually, you know what? Damn, what's his name got hurt? He got Achilles? Oof.
Yeah, Tatum. Yeah, he's going to be out probably all of next year.
Oof.
He's probably all of next
year. Yeah, it's going to be tough, man. I think it just put a lot of pressure on the next guy coming up too, next coach coming in. But some people might say this is kind of similar to the Warriors. Remember Mark Jackson was developing that Warriors team. He took them to the playoffs. Like the Warriors ain't go to the playoffs. Like they weren't a perennial playoff team. I mean, we did have like our first run in like 20, 30 years with that 07 team. And then obviously after that, they drafted, the Klay Thompsons and the Steph Currys, and they were able to develop them. And Mark Jackson was a part of that. And they end up going to the playoffs a couple seasons in a row. And then they get rid of Mark Jackson. Everybody was like shocked. Like, what? Like, how you going to get rid of Mark Jackson? Like, he developed this team, and like you gotta let the team develop. And people were surprised. And but you know what though? It's kind of random. I don't know what. And that's like I keep saying it, but man, that Mark Jackson situation, that was a random situation. Like he hasn't had a job since. I don't know what happened, but
it's other stuff going on, man. There's other stuff behind it. It's like politics happen basically, man.
Definitely politics.
That's why it hasn't happened. Because I think when not the Raiders, I'm sure confusing my teams. When the Lakers job was open, like he was getting strong consideration for that job, and it didn't happen.
Yeah, but Steve Kerr took the team, and then he took them to the next level, and they were obviously they were winning championships under Kerr, so no one really talks about it anymore. But what I'm trying to say is that like it's whoever takes that job is gonna have to like take them not to the Eastern Conference. They got to get to the finals.
Yeah,
because it's gonna be people are gonna like criticize it they just lost. They went to the playoffs, but they lost in the first round.
Exactly.
Oh, they went to the playoffs, but they lost in the second round. Like, oh man, like what were they thinking? Getting rid of Tibbs, and if there's drama within the team, because now like Brunson is kind of looking at you sideways now, like, oh man, like you just fired a coach that they were all in on and they believed in, and they were literally helped them get to the finals.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But some people criticize Tibbs though a little bit the way he coaches. He kind of coaches like players to the ground. I mean, he literally doesn't use. I don't think he cares about the bench. Like, he just lets whoever's his starting five. They're gonna play damn near the whole game.
Yeah, I mean, people. Yeah, he's like an old school coach, and he's very defensive, like heavy. He's like a super strict guy. And I think the Knicks. And part of the reason they went in to fire him is I think I've heard the Knicks are They want to be very aggressive this offseason. You know, Shams was saying earlier this year, or not even earlier this year, like a few, maybe a week or two back, that this is going to be like the craziest NBA offseason ever. He's what he's hearing from teams, like it's going to be crazy activity going on between teams. And I'm hearing that the Knicks want to be very active this offseason, and they could view Tom Thibodeau as an impediment to being able to attract the kind of players they want to attract to play for the Knicks. So I can see that possibly that playing a role in it.
Oh, okay. Mike Malone.
Oh yeah,
Mike Malone. Hey, maybe he's a good coach. He was a surprising fire too this year.
He was a surprising fire. I don't think him and Jokic got along though. I think another situation.
Oh, okay.
Like they fired him, but like they had made the playoffs, and they fired him before the playoffs. They fired him before he goes to the playoffs. Wow. They didn't want to take the chance of him possibly winning the championship. It's like, damn, now we got to keep him. Like they was like, nah, boy.
See, now I could see that happen, even though Mike Malone is a good coach. But then, like, if you're beefing with the superstar, like player, like it's a players' league. It's not a coaches' league, and the owners are they're gonna side with the player. But like with the Knicks though, it's like Jalen Brunson literally was like, you could tell like he was a big Tibbs guy. So, but you know, hey, we'll see, man. SoCal Sal says Knicks owner James Dolan is like Jerry Jones, always interferes at the wrong time. Yeah, man, their ownership is terrible.
James Dolan could possibly be. He could possibly be the worst owner in all of sports. I don't think he's he maybe not as bad as the Panthers owner, whose name I forget, but he's up there though. He's pretty. Or y'all got a trash owner too though, man. The A's, he trash too. You got a trash owner too. So yeah, you know what? He might, but he bottom 5 for sure.
It's for completely different reasons. Like James Dolan's a terrible owner, and he plays in a huge market. Yeah. In New York, like the fan, like he has everything he would need for like they want the team to be great. Like the fans, exactly. You got the fan base 100% behind you. Then on top of that, like all you got to do is get the right people in the building, and then which is easier said than done. But like I'm just saying, like I just feel like James Dolan, I agree, he's not a good owner. But with the A's, it's like they're always the team that literally had the best farm system in the MLB, and they were able to identify talent and develop them. But it was the same thing over and over again. Every time it came down to like signing them to an extension, he would always let them go to the Yankees or the Red Sox. Like it was like, all right, bro, this motherfucker cheap as hell, man. Yeah. You hit the big time, man. Hold up. Is there? Hold on. Let me. I can help out, man. Yeah, I appreciate the super. Hey, appreciate you, my mods, man, coming through and holding it down, man. Yeah. It's weirdos. Earlier it was like I seen some stuff, but I haven't seen some right now. But if you guys see anything weird, man, I trust y'all to take care of it, man. Appreciate you. But yeah, man, definitely flag on the play. Let's move on to the second flag on the play, man. Go to the second flag on the play.
Second flag on the play. This is a flag for different reasons because you know what? In another context, I'd be giving this dude the biggest praise. Like, hey, bro, do your thing. But in the context of how everything is transpiring, I'm sure everybody's seen what our guy, newly signed New England Patriot Stephon Diggs, what he's been up to. And he was recently filmed on a yacht with some ladies, possibly ladies of the night. I don't know, possibly, but he was passing out party favors, and it's not the kind you get in. Well, maybe you get it parties in the '80s, but not the kind you want to be seen passing out. If you're a guy that's just signed a multi-million-dollar contract with one of the biggest brands in the NFL, so. It's not the greatest look.
Nah, it's not, man. But hold on 1 second. My bad, bro. But yeah, I'm surprised he ain't get cut yet because it's the Patriots. It's the Patriots. You know they don't get down like that. I know Bill Belichick is not there, but like you got Bill Belichick disciples in the building. You know, with starting with Josh McDaniels, he's the offensive coordinator, and I think they asked him about the whole situation, and you know he was not like he didn't really say too much. That they're expecting him to be at camp and this and that third. He's saying all the right things, but man, look, Stephon, he's living his best life at the end of the day. But like with certain teams, that ain't gonna fly, man. When you put it out there, because it's gonna come back. That's the way to look at it. It's gonna come back to the team, and they're gonna have to ask questions. And I don't think, you know, the team like the Patriots is gonna want to deal with that. So definitely flag on Stephon, but like, man, he's
only in the NFL context. Because other than that, bro, look, hey, do your thing. We'll give you the, hey, bro, do your thing. I guess, man, but you know,
bro, the videos is crazy. He's wild. He's out there on a yacht, just
wild. All
type of females everywhere, you know, just and there it's crazy. It's crazy, but you know, it is what it is, man. He's like who's he with? What's her face? Cardi B. It was like a big yacht party with Cardi B, and then it's like girls all around him and stuff like that, and he's out here just not caring at all, and he knows the camera's on him. He knows. Oh. There's no way you don't know, bro. Come on, man. There's no way.
But it's one of those situations, you know, like people probably don't remember this, but Vrabel got like arrested. Right after, like a few years after he retired, for like stealing beer, like from like I think it was from like a bar, something. But he got arrested for stealing beer. Everybody knows that, you know, Robert Kraft was all over the East Coast getting them rubbing tugs, bro. So you know, he's like he's like, Rob, you can't say a damn thing to me, brother.
Damn, that was like that was hella random, and you know it's funny because you know during like Tom Brady's like celebrity roast, like Tom Brady was like he told like the people that was doing the celebrity roast, like you can't like mess with Kraft, Robert Kraft.
Oh, he said.
That's yeah, crazy. There's a couple of people that said a couple comedians, like they were they said a couple of jokes, and you could tell like Tom was like, hey, like, you know, basically like, come on, like don't do that, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Keep it on me, but not on Robert Kraft, because I'm sure like his stuff is way more sensitive. I guess I don't know, but for him, especially for him to be there.
Facts. My
guy Mint Beast in the building, man. Appreciate you pulling up. He says just want to pop in here and say what's good, y'all. Hey, man, hopefully we have you on soon, man. Gotta meet Mint Beast, man. Appreciate you coming through. Right. But yeah, definitely flag on a play. It's like it's on one side of me is like it's flag because it's like from a football contest. It's like damn, you're clearly like just bringing all types of the wrong attention to the team. Exactly. But on the other standpoint is like damn, he doesn't care. He's just having fun, bro. He's having fun. Yeah. But you know, it is what it is. Like, and you know, hey, people can agree what type of fun and stuff like that, you know, but at the end of the day, like, it's what he wants to do in his free time. But in the NFL, it's like, I don't know why. It's you know, it's crazy. I feel like, I don't know, with football or sports athletes or whatever, like, it's almost like there's a different, like, way that we view athletes in that people kind of hold them to a regard of like, they got to be this perfect. Yeah, different standard. It's like, and at the end of the day, like they're humans. Like they want to have fun. You know what I mean? Like, why are we over here? I think because and the way, and I think it starts with like the league and the NFL or whatever sports in their leagues. Like they're trying to paint this picture of like you got to do it like this. If you do it like this, then you're bad. You're not. You're not. You're bringing too much attention to the team. But in reality, it's like, hold up, they can't have fun. Like they can't enjoy their lives. Like what's going on here? You know what I'm saying? Like
it's you know it's hypocrisy. I mean, a lot of it is hypocrisy because people be criticizing NFL players for doing the same stuff they do. Like NFL, like they can't like do anything but like they expect them like 20 every waking moment has to be spent. You know, like watching film or like studying or working out or something like that. Like, bro, these people, like, they normal people. Like, they got lives they want to live too, outside of, just doing football stuff. Like, they football is their job. So hey, you know what? You work your job 8 hours a day, 9 hours a day, and then you go live your life. You just make sure your life, your personal life, isn't detrimental to your occupational life, but you still have a life you want to live.
Well, it is kind of low key. It's kind of a form of control too. You can't do this. You can't do that. You can't do this. You know what I mean? It's like you're kind of controlling. You're trying to control what a player and they do it indirectly too. It's very indirect. It's because it's like, they're paying them millions of dollars. They put things in their contract, or especially NFL. What does it stand for? Not for long. Like,
not for long. Yeah.
We all see
fun
these
league.
No fun league. You know what I mean? Like, for years they were flagging players for celebrating. You know what I mean? Which I always thought was weird. I was like, why are they throwing a flag? Because someone is happy that they scored a touchdown, or I'm like, what's? Yeah. I never understood that, even as a kid.
And it's entertainment. Yeah. Like, bro, like, this sport is about entertainment. Like, if these dudes are coming up with creative celebration, like, bro, like, that just brings eyeballs to the games. That stuff is gonna be shown on Sports Center or on, like, the local news. Like, that's what you want. So I never understood that either.
Yeah, man, smoke is hilarious.
Yeah, facts.
Diggs was playing That Party All the Time by Eddie Murphy. Man, this dude's stupid, man. This dude's stupid.
Man. That Mad TV skit, I think it was a Mad TV skit, talking about when they was recording that song. And Rick James was like, Eddie Murphy was like, man, how'd that sound? And Rick James was like, that sound good. Let me take a break. Every time you go to break, he's doing he's doing that booger sugar.
Oh my God. Hey, man, we appreciate everybody coming through. Make sure to clock in, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. Let's move it along, man. Let's get to notable quotables. This is where we play quotes that we find interesting and we feel like we can have a conversation about. Severe, if you want to give the intro to the first quote while I set it up real quick.
Yeah, definitely, man. So it's a little bit of a segue from a guy that once upon a time played for the Patriots. Raiders newly signed linebacker Elandon Roberts. He spent the first, I think, 4 years of his career with the Patriots, won 2 Super Bowls, went to 3. And one of the things he talked about, one thing Max asked him about, you'll hear a little bit of Max, then you'll hear Elandon Roberts' answer. But he's just asking about just how it was being in the Patriot way and what he thought about that culture.
All right.
What was your experience? Did you truly enjoy like being in that environment, or was it kind of a shock at first? Because you hear like you talk about strict, like that's a whole nother level from what I've heard. And I was with Josh McDaniels for a couple of years too, and like they don't play about that. So what's your experience and take on that?
Man, it's crazy because see, when I came in league 10 years ago, that's how locker rooms was. That's how it was. It was hard coaching. It was a lot of still old school coaches in the league. You still had like Wade Phillips and all them still coaching and stuff like that. So it was kind of like, it was the norm. But then you have the new energy of coaches starting to come in the league and every, people coming in different. Like, guys like, bro, why you hollering at me? So I just felt like, that New England way probably back then, it wouldn't work on today's game just because, the generation is different.
What was...
Yeah, it's facts, 100%. We keep hearing it. You know what I mean? Like, it's... And you can see the type of coaches that are getting hired. A lot of them are like player coaches. The ones that are having a lot of success, they connect with the players because it's like, at the end of the day, like, it's a different generation. It's a different type of player nowadays. So I 100% agree that the Patriot way doesn't work. We obviously seen it with Josh McDaniels. Like, it did not work, especially with him at head coach. You know what I mean? Because he's not a head coach. He's a assistant coach. But even then, even as assistant coach, like, you want to make sure you have a guy like a Vrabel. I know you're not a big Vrabel guy, but he's more of a player's coach. He's a guy like he was a former Patriot player, but he's not a like Patriot way disciple, if that makes any sense. So, I agree, man. And I mean, what's your take on it as far as, you know, what he was trying to say? And it's 10 years, Atlanta Roberts. Did he say 10 years ago?
Yeah,
man, he's been around for a while.
He has been around for a while. He's 30 something years old. Was it 10 years though?
He just said
have to be 3. Yeah,
yeah.
I think he spent 4 with the Patriots, 3 with the Dolphins, and there's another. Was he that? Oh, okay, yeah. Hey, 10 years. That's crazy. But yeah, man. Yeah, it's like you said though, man. It's a new generation, and you know, I think that's why Pete is you know, he's able to connect with people so well, just because his stylistically, you know, he takes a different approach. So I think that kind of lends itself to the newer generation, where they're more likely to feel that, you know, to feel feel that bond with him than they are with the guy that's like, it's such a you know, top down style of leadership, where it's like, it's not as like Pete feels more collaborative, and with on the Patriot way, it's kind of, hey, no, it's my way or the highway type of situation, and a lot of people don't like that.
So just to answer the question, he was drafted in 2016 NFL draft. So base pretty much almost 10 years. You know what I'm saying? He was drafted by the Patriots in the 6th round. So man, he's been around for a while, man. That's crazy. Yeah. And I think we talked about this like before the show. You said like he won a couple of rings too.
1, 2, yeah.
With the Patriots, I believe.
Patriots, yeah.
Yeah, man. But yeah, hey, but you know what? Pete Carroll is definitely a player's coach. So we don't got to worry about Pete Carroll coming in here trying to like, you know, discipline and like get at some of these players, even though like to a certain extent it shouldn't matter. You know what I mean? Like that style should be able, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. Like it's a different type of cat in the NFL nowadays, man. That's going to the league and getting drafted. Like a lot of these guys, like Atlanta Roberts, who's coming in like literally 10 years ago, it was a completely different league. So now it's like he mentioned, a certain type of player. And it's funny too, like hearing like players too talk about like they understand like the new generation is different. Like they understand. I forgot who it was that brought it up. I'm trying to remember, man. It was a player talking about like this generation player, like they're weird. That's how he described it. Like it's hella weird. And I could tell the way he said it, I was just like, yeah, I understand.
Probably some old school cat.
Nah, it was a man. Yeah, was it a Browns player? It's gonna come to me, man. But hey, man, if you haven't already, make sure to clock in, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. We got another notable quotable. Sophia, if you want to give the intro to this next quote.
Yeah, man. So this took Raider Nation by storm for some reason. Everybody was talking about it, making a big deal about it. You know, it was a lot of speculation going on, there's a lot of confusion. But then we finally got to hear from the horse's mouth. And this is Chip Kelly addressing exactly what happened with the Ashton Jeanty stance change, and why Ashton Jeanty is what we call in the hood a dry snitch. He was dry snitch. That's what it sounds like. He was dry.
Dylan McCullough, our running back coach, is in charge of stance. And we're really... Let's get that clarified. Okay. Dylan McCullough, our running back coach, is in charge of stances, steps, alignments, assignments, and techniques. So he talked to him about that. I gave him an analogy of an athlete being in a bent knee position to make a play. And that kind of got blown into... I haven't told anybody on this team to be in any stances because I don't coach a position. So, but it's a bent knee game. baseball is, you look at before the ball snapped in baseball or the pitch is thrown in baseball, everybody's got their knees bent. In any athletic sport you're playing, you got to bend your knees. And if you got to run a flat route on Fred Warner, you better be in a position to run, because that dude can fly. So all we're trying to do is put guys in positions to make plays, and he's adapted really well from going from here to here. So it literally is about 3 inches. So I really don't think that is that big a deal. So, but he's awesome, and he's such a coachable guy that you can do a lot of things with him. Let's get that clarified.
That's hilarious, because he's quick to point like, hey, it was me. It was the running back coach.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. And at the end when he was like, oh, it's only 3 inches, the dude is 5'8". I mean, he's not the biggest guy, you know what I'm saying? So I think it matters a little bit with him just because he's not that big. But look, I can see arguments on both sides. I get it, from a coach, like they want to coach it a certain way because that's what they believe in. They want to make sure like they're trying to put players in a position to succeed. But then the other side is like, man, the dude has been successful running it his way. So why would you want to tweak something? And that's what Deshaun Jackson, Delaware State head coach, that's what he was trying to say. Why fix something that isn't broke? But everybody has their own take on it. What was your thoughts on Chip Kelly kind of throwing his running back coach under the bus?
I mean, I didn't necessarily think he was like throwing him under the bus, but it's a situation where like, look, bro, like I'm not the position.
He didn't have to say it
like,
though. He didn't have to say it though.
Well, I think the criticism was that, look at Pete Carroll micromanaging again, and this is like the same thing he did with Philadelphia, where he's trying to micromanage. He's like, yo, bro, look, I'm the offensive coordinator. I don't coach positions. Like, I don't tell guys how to line up, where to line up, what their stance is going to be. That's not my role. Like, I'm not going to assume that role. Like, that's my running backs coach. He's the one that told me this is what he wanted. So when Ashton Jeanty came to me and asked me about it, I told him, hey, you know what? I gave him an example. And when he's talked about the 3 inches at the end, I don't think he meant like it's not a big deal in terms of Ashton Jeanty. I think he meant like people on the outside are going crazy over a 3-inch difference in the running back stance. Not necessarily that it's not going to be effective, because right before that he talked about like all the reasons why he thinks it is necessary. Like, you don't want to try to run a flat against Fred Warner, and you're not in a ready position. Like I made this example, right? Hey, you know what? Like people, why are you trying to tamper with his stance and do this? All right. How about this? Let me see a corner try to play press against a wide receiver standing straight up. See how that goes. See how that goes if you're a cornerback trying to play press against a wide receiver standing directly straight up, no bending your knees at all. Like it's not going. I can tell you straight up, it's not going to go well. So like that being in an athletic ready position matters. That's why he used the basketball example, because you don't play defense standing straight up, because that doesn't put you at the optimum position to move dynamically. Like, your body is like a spring. You have to load. So if you're already in the loaded position, you're already ready to make those dynamic movements. It's almost like it's not an apples to apples comparison, but like one thing you hear like go back to basketball, you hear about NBA players is that when you hear about guys that are good passers, a lot of times they're able to deliver a pass to you, and they deliver it to your shooting pocket. So you don't have to catch it, load, and then shoot. You catch it, and then you're able to go directly up for the shot. And that saves you precious time. And in basketball, the timing and that all that matters. The same with football, right? Football is a game of seconds, milliseconds. We also hear the old saying, football is a game of inches. So all of that little bit of stuff, all that adds up and it matters. And so you might not see that matter immediately, but it's going to matter eventually. And so you rather get that addressed now rather than let bad habits fester. Then you got to correct them later. Hey, get this done in rookie mini camp and in regular mini camp and in training camp. That way this problem doesn't linger later on.
And another thing too, like at the end of the day, like Ashton Jeanty's a rookie. He's coming into the NFL, and these coaches in the NFL, like they're trying to take you to the next level. They can believe in you as a player and the talent, but I'm sure from their perspective, like they feel like you can get better. You know what I mean?
Right.
And they do that by tweaking certain things. So that might be one of them, like tweaking his stance. But we'll see. We'll see. And I think Smoke says it here. He says worst case scenario. He says it doesn't work, and he goes back to it. I didn't think it was a big deal with that. What Chip said. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Everyone in NFL is talented. Got to capitalize on every advantage. Facts, 100%.
Exactly.
Man, my guy Smoke, man. What another one, man. Another super chat. My guy supporting the show says like and subscribe to both channels 50/50, man. There you go, man. Yeah, we're going live on both our channels. So if you haven't already, make sure to hit that like button. And if it's your first time joining us, man, make sure to subscribe. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. You'll be notified every time we drop new content, especially when we go live. Yeah, man, but Dixon, man, I agree, man. Everybody's talented. You got to capitalize. Rock, shout out to the running backs coach for calling Genty out. That took a lot. Yeah, and he was a former running back coach for Notre Dame.
Yep.
Yeah, so
and if you look, we've seen the Kyron Williams, one of the best backs in the league. Obviously, Audric Estime just got drafted last year, right? The previous year. So I know a lot of people really liked him. So he's been putting some guys into the league.
Yeah, man. But yeah, man, let's get to what's real, what's not. This is where we say statement. You let us know if it's real or it's not. Let's go ahead. Let me get to the first what's real, what's not. But if you, like I said, make sure to clock in, hit that like button, hit that subscribe. We got to give you this friendly reminder, man. We just have to, because y'all be forgetting sometimes, man. But it's all good, man. It's all love, man. Yaya says, I noticed that when he left from the stiff stance, he kind of jumped the first step. Oh, you're talking about like Genty on from that stance. Yeah, we'll see, man. We'll see. Especially a guy like Genty. If he was able to run like 26, imagine just tweaking certain techniques to make you even better.
Exactly.
But yeah, let's get to the what's real, what's not statement. The first statement right here. By week 4, speaking of Genty, by week 4, Genty will go back to his stance. Is that real or is it not? So we just talked about Genty's stance, right? And my guy Smoke, man, shout out to you, man. He says worst case scenario, if it doesn't work, he goes back to it. But the statement here is by week 4, if it doesn't work out, if by week 4, he will go back to his original stance where he's standing straight up. His Michael Myers
stance.
Yeah, stance. You know what I mean? Because and you know what I noticed in the interviews too, like Genty, he's well aware of like his image and like his brand. Like I heard him a couple times mentioning that, so I think it's very important for him from that standpoint. But the statement is by week 4, Genty will go back to his original stance. Is that real or is it not? Let me know in the chat. So does it happen? And if it does happen, does it happen by week 4? Let me know in the chat, man. I'm gonna say it's not real. I'm gonna say that he's gonna stick with that stance the entire season. I don't think he's gonna go back to it. It's gonna take a second for him to get used to. I think so. But he has the entire offseason to work on it. And I don't think it's going to be a huge adjustment in that way. Like, I think at the end of the day, like, they're not telling him to run a certain way. They're telling him to, like, literally just before the ball's hiked, get into, like, a bent knee position. So I don't think it's going to have that huge of an impact. But then, like, maybe he did mention before, like, why he liked the stance, because he's able to look at the formation to see exactly what they're in, and then he kind of can have an idea. And what's one of the biggest strengths of Genty is his vision. So maybe his ability to see like, okay, I know what the defense is running, and then rest is history. He'll be able to like visualize where he can run the football. But is that real or is it not? By week 4, will he go back to his original stance? Let me know in the chat, man. I'm saying it's not real. I think that they're gonna have him in it. Hey, look, he's locked in. He's locked in for the entire season.
Yeah, that's I'm going to say it's not real, and like because I know Ashton, when they asked him about it when he was talking to Kay, he was like, "Oh, you know what? Maybe when I prove myself or whatever, I can go back to my original stance." So I think there's only two situations where he can go back to that one, right? And either it's under Ashton Genty's scenario where he does so well that they're like, "Hey, you know what? We're gonna let you do you." But then if he's running out of that stance and he's doing well, like if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah.
Or things go so disastrously bad that they're like, yo, man, we got to do something. Like, go ahead, go back to your other stance. Let's try this. And since I don't think he's going to come out the gates bad, I think he's going to come out. I think he's going to be an effective player. You know, I think they're sticking with it at least this entire first season.
Rick Rock says real. So I think the majority of everybody's saying that it's not real. They feel like he's gonna stick with it, but Rick Rock is saying it's real. He thinks that, you know, there's gonna be a good chance that he's gonna be going back to his original stance. But we'll see. I hope not, man. That means that if he has to go back to his stance, that means that he struggled.
Yeah, that's my assumption.
Like,
so I like that.
it's not a
like
good
Coach
thing.
said, or like Smoke said. I mean,
yeah, man. But hey, man, let's go to the next what's real, what's not statement. Severe, man, if you want to go ahead and get to the second
Yes,
what's
sir.
real, what's not. Oh, I got it. If you want me to.
You got it. Yeah. I'll go with it. So the second what's real, what's not. You guys know the statement. We'll give you a statement. You guys tell us if it's real or if it's not. The starting linebackers going into the season will be Elandon Roberts, Devin White, and let's throw in Tommy Eichenberg as well. Elandon Roberts, Devin White, and Tommy Eichenberg will be the starting linebackers for the Raiders week 1.
That's a nasty ass linebacker core. Damn, the Eichenberg at the end though, that was like icing on the cake. Like
that's the one that kind of makes it. You know, where's Coach at? Where my guy Coach at?
I think you know what you know what I'm gonna say not real. I'm gonna say not real because I'm holding out hope that maybe Amari Gainer could maybe possibly get in on the action. We're forgetting about him too. So
yeah.
And it's all about and Pete Carroll's he's preaching competition. So if that's what he's preaching, then I'm sure he's gonna be like, let the best man win. And if Amari Gainer can put his best foot forward, then it gives him a chance to compete. Jalen Smith, who had like an interception in the recent camp, it's only mini camp, possibly, but he was out of football last year, so it's like I don't know. Like that's even he's kind of in a worse situation. Like if Devin White was a guy that you didn't envision him starting, Jalen Smith would be crazy. But it's possible that a starting linebacker on a team might not be on the team right now. It might be on another person. It might be on another team, and he might get cut during training camp, and they pick him up. But I'm gonna say it's not real, man. That don't even sound like a starting. Landon Roberts, maybe. Okay, I could see
Landon Roberts. He's the only lock in that situation.
Yeah, but
he's a lot.
Devin White, they signed him to a $1 million deal. That should tell you like how much they like feel like man, I don't know. You know, if we're gonna pay you $1 million, I'm not mad at it. But like it's just like one of those like they're not 100% confident. Yeah, man. I'm gonna say not real, man. What's your take?
I'm gonna say I'm praying that it is not real. I am praying to every religion. I'm letting I'm not taking no chances. Like whatever God there is out there, whoever y'all believe, I'm praying that every single one of them that's not our starting linebacker core, man. And you know, when you look at ESPN.com or look at the depth chart, which is not really like based on anything, but like you know, like what they think will be the situation. That's the starting lineup they have for us. They have Landon Roberts, and they got Amari Gainer as third stringer, not even second string. They got him as Smoke don't even play. they got Amari Gainer as third stringer, so he's not even like the direct backup to Devin White. He's like behind the guy we just signed. Was it Bennett? Barrett, the guy from Michigan that we just signed. So, and they don't have no backups to Tom Yagenberg. It's Tom Yagenberg playing Sam linebacker all by himself. So, but I'm gonna say not real, man. That's more than anything. That's just hoping against hope. But I got a little bonus.
Before you get to the bonus, Daniel Kim says who's running with the first at linebacker. So as of right now, it's Devin White and Landon Roberts. They're leading the way right now. So that's kind of what inspired the "What's Real, What's Not" statement. We're saying that they're going to be the opening day starters. Eichenberg was icing on the cake for Severe. He throwing. I didn't see that one coming, but he threw that one in there. I was like, man, that's ugly.
Just in case we go 4-3. This is along the same lines. Not too much of a difference, but this is the saddest group of linebackers the Raiders have ever had. Is this the saddest group? I'm gonna hear what the chat thinks. Is this the saddest group of Is this the worst linebacking group we've ever had, or at least the worst linebacker? Let's say average, because some of y'all gonna go back to 72. Yeah, I ain't trying to since 2000. Let's go since 2000. Since 2000, this is the worst group of linebackers we've had. Is that real or not?
That I'm trying to think of that 03 season or that 04 season. It was like 03 or 04. We just had some random linebackers.
Yeah.
You know what? Hey, look. Well, at least if someone's gonna say Rolando McClain, at least with Rolando McClain, there was a what if factor. It was a little bit of like what if. It's like, okay, the Raiders drafted him. Yeah, the Raiders drafted him.
Nick Saban loved him.
Yeah,
Nick Saban loved him.
Alabama linebacker. Nick Saban loved him, like you said. Like, they drafted him in the first round. It's not like we picked him up somewhere. The Raiders actually drafted this guy, and there's a little bit of like, okay, maybe there might be something there, but we've had some like weird like Irons. Didn't we have like a linebacker like Irons? Wembley,
he was like a backup though.
Wembley was more of a pass rusher. Cameron Wembley was a pass rusher. Yeah, like 8 sacks.
He was a pass rusher.
Yeah,
Quentin Groves. That was Quentin Groves. I think that was Rolando McClain year, and we had Aaron Curry. The one year.
Know what?
We had like.
I'm gonna be honest with you.
Remember Ben Heaney? Miles Burris, Striker Sulak, Slade Norris. We've had some bad groups, but that's
probably the worst. That's probably the worst.
This may be this, but those were Miles Burris was a starter that year. I want to say that was Rolando McClain, Miles Burris, and I think Aaron Curry. I think those are the three.
Aaron Curry was a bust too.
He was a bust. He was a bust from Seattle, bro. Like you said, Pete Carroll got him up out of there. Pete Carroll replaced him with KJ Wright. Yeah, like immediately. He came right over to the Raiders. And he was still a bust.
I'll be honest with you. I think Kurt Morrison.
Naren Ball, R.I.P. to Naren Ball.
Yeah, Kurt Morrison and the boys. I don't think they're the worst, but I feel like they were overrated. That they were overrated a little bit. Because we weren't
overrated.
Yeah, because I feel like he got a lot of his stats were padded. Like he would get tackles after the running back or whatever player was like 10, 15 yards down the field. Yeah. And then like when he went to Jacksonville, he didn't do shit with them. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. That's just me being.
But he was kind of older too, though, and like I think he was kind of. It was kind of difficult because I think like Raiders players in general, they go somewhere else. Well, from that time. They go somewhere else. A lot of times they don't do well just because, especially defense, because we only play one type of defense. So it's like, So like you look at Asamoah, right? As soon as he got to add some variety to his game, trash. Look at Dante Hall. Got here, he couldn't play at all because he only played this one style. And as soon as he left, hey, back to being cool, back to being a pretty good corner. Same thing. You already brought up Kirk Morrison. Went to the Jags, trash. So, like, guys that, like, kind of came up here, during that time, like they didn't translate anywhere else, and not everybody from everywhere else could play here. So it's one of those situations where like we handicapped a lot of those guys. But like Kirk Morrison, he's like, it's not exactly the same, but it's almost like Derek Carr, where it's like he's like, hey, you know what? He's not great.
He's not great. He's not bad.
He's not bad. But it's like once you have to replace him, you're like, damn. Well, he kept it cool. Like, like we see how bad it can get without him being here. We also never got to see like the heights and the ceilings that it can get to, but we see the dungeon we can fall into with Orlando and like all those years. I remember Navarro Bowman came through and we was like, it's a breath of fresh air. like oh my God, this guy's.
But he lost lost a step, but he's still
way better than anybody we had.
Yeah, like you could see like, oh, okay, this dude's he's a linebacker. But he still it wasn't good enough. Corey Littleton,
Shalik Calhoun, man, that was
Shalik Calhoun. But I remember didn't he go to the Patriots after?
He's a pass rusher. I don't know where he went to. I know we drafted him out of Michigan State. I think in the 3rd round too.
Yeah,
but
I think he went to the Patriots after. I think it was randomly. I think they might have either traded him or I think the Patriots picked him up or whatever. But Smoke says Corey Littleton. So who was what was the linebacker core where Corey Littleton was on was it Corey Littleton and
Corey Littleton? This I think he left and went to the dude we got out of the small college that left. I always forget my dude's
Perryman?
name. Not Perryman.
Not Perryman.
The other guy, he was or maybe he came later. I think he was kind of an athletic linebacker. We use dang, he left us and he got a nice little bag. Dang, what's my dude's name?
Chat's going.
I think he had dreads. He had dreads.
Yeah, this might be the worst linebacking core. Potentially.
Dang, what's the dude's name?
Yeah, bro.
Miles Burris. It was Slade Norris, Striker Sulat. Now we had one of them was Kwiatkowski. It was Corey Littleton and Kwiatkowski, but we had the other guy. Not Tahir Whitehead. Oh my God, Tahir Whitehead was trash, but he might have been there. I think he was there the day before.
Hey man, hey, you know what though? If you've been watching this for a while, this is really not like a player show, man. To be honest, so we.
Nah, we ain't. I anticipate no players going on here. Man.
Yeah, man. Because we say whatever we say whatever's on our mind or whatever, and like, I honestly we'll be open to having a player, but I don't even want. How do I say this without? I want a player. I want a player that will be 100% honest. Come on the show.
Yeah.
That's played the game and be able to like tell us, because I feel like we won't, you know what I mean, like we won't have like a real conversation because obviously they don't want to say anything too crazy because they still want to play for the team and they don't want to put anything on. I'd rather, that's the type. I'm just shout out to anybody who's watching, any players or whatever. That's the type of player I would want to have come on the show, to be honest with you, because I feel like that would be the realest conversation to have on a podcast.
Yeah.
Off camera, I'm sure you could have that conversation, but like on a podcast like this, where we're hella honest and we say what's on our mind, I would want to hear from a player's perspective and no holds barred. Don't hold back. How you feel about the fans? How you feel like just put it out on the table. And I don't think a player that's currently playing will do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm still stuck on this other linebacker I'm trying to think of. I think that linebacker core, the Corey Littleton one, I think it was Corey Littleton and Nick Kwiatkowski. I think what's the hero I hit that year?
Kowalski, or didn't he go to the Browns? Or no, he went to the Bears?
We got him from the Bears. We picked him up from the Bears.
Yeah.
We picked up Nick. I like Markel Lee, but that wasn't him. I think he was backup. He was
Corey James.
Yeah. Eric Barton.
C.O. Moore.
C.L. Moore, man, I like C.L. Moore. He drafted him out of UConn. I thought he was gonna be cool. Dudes, he was a slim linebacker,
Whitehead.
dreads. Not to hear Whitehead. We got him from Detroit. He was trash too. But no, it was he left us and got a smooth look, and he played cool.
Lee. Y'all name me some names. Nick Martinez.
All right, Nick Martinez. I'm trying to think. Nah, it was a brother. He had dreads. Dang, he was like a small school. I think he might have been it was UDFA or a tryout guy. Not Nick Roach. I think we got him from Chicago too. We got Nick Roach from Chicago too, but he played middle linebacker. But no, and Nick Roach wasn't horrible. He wasn't great, but he wasn't horrible. This dude was actually good though. Dang, did he go to the? I'm trying to think. I think he went to Indy. I think he left us and went to Indy. Dang, what's my guy's name, man? Well, somebody gonna say it, and I'm gonna be like, that's it.
He probably does. I mean, Abby, we'll keep the door open. We'll see.
Miles Burris, yeah. Miles Burris has a YouTube channel talking about the Raiders.
Yeah. We'll keep the door open.
Let's see. Damn, what will be 200?
Man, y'all wild in the chat, man.
Nicholas Moreau.
Oh, yeah, he went to the Bears.
Nicholas Moreau was cool. Yeah. I like Nicholas Moreau. Yeah.
And the thing is, the Raiders actually developed him.
Exactly.
Like, he actually, he was undrafted too.
I think he was undrafted. He was undrafted. I want to say he was a tryout dude. I thought, but yeah, for sure undrafted.
Yeah, they developed him, and then like finally when he actually was playing really good ball for us, he ended up going to the Bears and getting signed. So it is what it is. Wait, we had a worse version of Diablo and Nick Martinez at one point.
That's right bottom.
Yeah.
Greg Bickert, man, this was old school. Greg Bickert was cool though.
I'm trying to think.
For sure, Moreau got a ring with the Eagles. Damn. Oh boy, got a ring with the Eagles too. Oh boy, damn, back-to-back years, our D tackles we cut got rings because I know Neil Farrell got one with the Chiefs, and then Byron Young just got one with the Eagles.
Let me see. I think it was a pretty. Let me see. Raider. Oh, okay. Yeah, there you go. Danny Clark.
Yeah.
The Lawrence Grant, Napoleon Harris.
Napoleon Harris. I like Napoleon Harris though.
He was a bust though.
Well, we turned, and it wasn't a buzz with us because we turned him into Randy Moss. Randy Moss was a buzz with us, but we was able to trade.
Oh, he was in the trade when we traded he was in the trade. Okay.
Yeah, it was Napoleon Harris crazy. In the first round pick. I think like his second or third year. He wasn't with us that long.
But Napoleon Harris was the first round pick that we got in the trade when we traded Gruden.
That's crazy.
So when Gruden got traded, I think the Raiders were able to get like a couple of first round picks, or at least one first round pick, and that turned into drafting Napoleon Harris. And like he was drafted in the first round, like he wasn't really like the player that he was supposed to be. But Sam Williams.
Sam Williams stayed forever, but he was like the original scholarship dude, bro. Like,
yeah, I think his pops.
Forever. I'm trying to think. Isaiah. I mean, it's not an old school name, but Isaiah Ekajuba. I remember at one point, I think only him and Marcel Reese was making a Pro Bowl. Marcel Reese at fullback, and him at special teams. Trying to think some other linebackers we had.
Damn, looking at these teams, man. 05. Just 05 Raiders. Name like 4 players on 05 Raiders.
Tyler Brayton.
Hold on.
Tyler Brayton there already?
Let me see. Tyler Brayton. Yep, Tyler Brayton's on the team. Out of Cal. Or no, not at Cal. Colorado. Damn, he played Colorado? I thought he came out of Cal. Shit, I'm tripping.
05, I'm trying to think who would have been safety. Our boy was probably still there. Our boy was probably, what's the safety? Oh, is Alvis Whitted on that team? It's Alvis Whitted. I'm going Alvis Whitted.
Alvis Whitted, you're taking it there. Hold up.
Alvis Whitted on that team.
Alvis Whitted is. Let's see. Alvis Whitted is on the team. He's on the team.
Alvis Whitted is there. I'm trying to name some obscure people. I don't want to name like easy ones where people are like, oh, you know that guy. Of course he was there. Like, I don't want to name easy people. I'm trying to think who would have been on the D line.
So you said Tyler Brayton, Alvis Whitted.
My guy. What's my guy that came over from the Dolphins I think he played D end. Came over for the Dolphins. Dang, white dude. What's my guy's name? Dang. Yeah, I can't think of his name. Dang. I'm sure we probably still had Andrew Walter at that time.
Damn, man. Looking at this team, I remember this team.
We still had Andrew Walter.
It wasn't like it was a good team, but it just had a lot of like just
guys you remember.
Guys I remember for sure.
We probably still had Andrew Walter. I'm trying to think. We probably already did we trade for Randy Moss already? Yeah, did we trade for Randy Moss for that team?
Did we have Andrew Walter on the roster then? We did not have Andrew Walter. 05 team did not have it. It was not on the 05 team.
Not an 05 team. Damn, when did we draft him out of Arizona? I thought that was 05. Oh, no, it's might have been 2006. Because we got Jamarcus 2008, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Trying to think who would have been our other. Who would have been? Was Eric Allen still around?
Nah.
Did we have Philip Buchanan? No. Did we have Fabian? Was Fabian there?
Fabian Washington?
Yeah,
that's
I'm
3.
Sure we have Fabian.
That's 3. That's 3.
Sure we have Fabian there. I mean, see what would have been there still. That's a cheat. That's a cheat one. I don't want to go for low hanging fruit. I'm trying to think of my guy that was a safety. Damn, what's my dude that was a safety? But was Stu there already? Stu was probably there.
Yes,
but we had I'm trying to think of some obscure people. Like those are easy ones. I'm trying to think. What's my guy's name? That was I forget him all the time. We talk about
the players that I'm gonna name here. You're gonna be like, damn. Well, you talked about Randy Moss. He was on that team.
Yeah,
Moss was on that team.
I don't.
Moss was on that team. Jerry Porter was on that team. Namdi was on that team. Gerard Cooper.
That's what I'm trying to think of. Gerard Cooper. I always forget that dude. Gerard Cooper.
Derek Burgess was on that team.
Burgess. I forgot.
Warren Sapp was on that team. Yeah, Ted Washington. You remember Ted Washington?
Yeah, Washington.
Nose tackle
from Chicago.
Bobby Hamilton. He was on that team. Robert Gallery. Adam True. Barry Sims was still there. You know what I mean? Barry Sims was starting. Barry Sims was starting left tackle that Super Bowl season. So he was still there. Courtney Anderson. I remember that name.
Tight end, Courtney Anderson. Yep.
Yeah.
I think out of San Jose State, I think. San Jose State.
Yeah. Let's see. Chill Ray got it. You know what I mean? He got it. He said Lamont Jordan. Lamont Jordan was on that
Lamont
team.
Jordan, yeah. People hated Lamont. Oh my God, people hated Lamont Jordan so much.
Man, I try to defend Lamont Jordan, because I knew a lot of Niner fans growing up, and they used to just laugh because he literally did not live up to what I thought he was going to be, especially coming from the Jets. And that was like the classic case of the Raiders overpaying for a player, thinking that they were going to get
because he covered for he was he spelled Curtis Martin, right, and he played well, right? That's how we picked him up, right? Do we have Zach Crockett?
I'm trying to see if we had Philip Buchanan still on the team. Nah, he wasn't on the team. They got rid of his ass.
Was Zach Crockett on that team?
Yep, Zach Crockett was on that team. Tommy Kelly was on that team. Shane Leckler, obviously Janikowski.
Did we have Turdell Sands?
Turdell Sands, yeah, damn.
Sands, my guy Turdell Sands. Okay, I say so. He was there. Damn, what's my guy that came from? Damn, I'm trying to think. The dude that came from Miami. He had a dope ass name too. Like, damn, I forget his name. He was a white dude, played tackle.
Like out of the university, the U? Like he came out of the U?
No, he came over from the Dolphins.
Came from the Dolphins, and he was a D lineman?
D lineman, yeah. Dang. He had a dope ass name. Dang, what's my dude's name? That's gonna kill me. I know. Was Lil Huggy still there? No, we had Lamont, so Justin Fargas probably gone, right? No, we had Justin Fargas still.
Yeah,
we still had Fargas.
Was there.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that was his. That might have been his rookie year. Oh no! That was his third year. That was his second year. Second year. He was drafted in 2003. In the third round too. Damn shit. He
out of SC.
Hey, remind you, this is Doug Gabriel. You said Alvis Whitted.
Doug Gabriel.
Ronald Curry.
Ronald Curry.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Ronald Curry, I thought he was nice. Good, bro. He was nice, bro. He wasn't. I didn't look at him as like a number one receiver, but I thought he was a good receiver, bro.
He was an effective receiver.
And like he made that, I feel like he made a successful transition from quarterback to wide receiver, and that speaks to his athletic ability too. And what's crazy is when you hear like Allen Iverson talk about when he played quarterback, he played the quarterback with at the time in the same area in Virginia where as Michael Vick, Ronald Curry. You know, he always talks about it all the time.
He was like the guy. Everybody's like AI was that dude.
Yeah, AI was like the best one out of all of them, but he ended up playing basketball.
So I'm saying Isaiah Ekajuba would have been on that team too.
Yeah,
because he was a linebacker depth. He was like a special teams ace.
OJ is a Jason Taylor now, but he ain't played with the Raiders.
Nah, we got the dude. Robert Gallery was there.
You said D lineman from the Dolphins.
Guy from the Dolphins, man. He had a dope name, man. It might not have. It was damn. What was my dude's name? I can't remember, man. It was around that. It might have been later though. It was.
Grant Irons played DN. He didn't play linebacker. Did they convert him to linebacker? They might have converted him to linebacker.
Grant Irons. I don't remember. Cam Rumbley was like a
Stanford Route was on his team. Stanford Route. Yeah, Stanford Route and Fabi Washington's rookie year probably. Yes.
Yeah, we have. I'm sure when we obviously we had Seabass, right?
Yeah, we had Janet Kelsey. Janet Kelsey got drafted like 99, 2000, something like that. One of them drafts.
Yeah, we have. Oh, know what, man? My guy,
Marcus Tuiasosopo was on the team too. He was still
Tuiasosopo. Okay, yeah. Tui. My guy that Chris talked to. What's my dude's name? We played linebacker. He was with the Rams too. Damn. Tim Johnson.
Tim Johnson's on the squad. Yep.
Tim Johnson.
He's on the squad. Tavon Branch, was he on this squad?
That might have been too early. Was he there already?
I don't. Tavon Branch, Calvin Branch was on the team, but I don't know. I don't see no Branch. But not no Tavon.
Yeah, that makes sense. I know we drafted him a little bit later out of UConn. I remember that.
Yeah. Not Culpepper. Culpepper came after.
Culpepper came afterwards.
Yeah.
We said Captain Kirk already, right?
Yeah. Hey, man, you calling out Gerard Cooper? Gerard Cooper, I remember he was hella outspoken.
Gerard Cooper.
Hella big personality. Big personality, bro. Hella big.
I'm trying to think. Anybody else? We had a dude named Hawthorne, right? Something Hawthorne? Andrew Hawthorne? Andrew Hawthorne?
Yeah. Yep. D tackle. Defensive tackle.
Andrew. Was it Andrew Hawthorne? Andrew Hawthorne, right? Something like that. Something Hawthorne. I remember something Hawthorne.
Come on, Daryl, man. Just leave me alone. Sam Williams.
I don't think we had Denarius yet. We didn't have Denarius yet. Not Reggie Canito. Damn, dude was like named. It was like not laser. It was something cool like that though.
Nah, Denarius Moore was like 2010, 2011.
Yeah, that was the Tom Cable years, going into the Hugh years.
Hayward Bay was like 2009. That's when he got drafted. Hayward Bay got drafted 2009. So
yeah, we drafted him after Jamarcus.
Yeah, we're talking about 2005. That 2005 squad. this is where I had hope. You know, 2 years ago we went to Super Bowl, and I'm like, okay, maybe, you know, Kerry Collins could, you know what I mean?
Kerry Collins was a starter.
Kerry Collins was starting quarterback. Yep, Kerry Collins.
Yeah. Quentin Moses was later, I think, right? Well, actually, Quentin Moses never made the team. We drafted him. I mean, I had high hopes for Quentin Moses. I love that draft. Out of third round out of Georgia, I thought he was going to be
I'm trying to figure out what D lineman you talking about out of the Dolphins. Like you said, got a clean name. Like,
I'm about to look. Damn, what were on the bench? See, I might not have been that year.
See,
then.
05 was watchable. Like it was actually like I was watching, like it was watchable as far as the team. But 06 is where it gets ugly. 06 is starting to get ugly.
Did we have my dude? Damn, it's another guy. Man, I'll always be having these dudes that these players. This is always wide receivers. I'll be having high hopes for. Like one of them was Jerron Kreiner. I had high hopes for Jerron Kreiner. What's my dude out of Syracuse? I thought he was gonna be nice. Out of Syracuse, I thought he was gonna be nice. What's my guy's name? He should have been on that team. Or maybe a
wide receiver.
Wide receiver out of Syracuse. Oh my God, what's my dude's name? What's my dude's name? Johnny Grant. No.
Johnny Lee Higgins?
No, not Johnny Lee Higgins. He was a big body guy. He was a tall dude, like 6'2". He was a big out of Syracuse. Johnny something. That chat, help me out. Johnny Grant. Remember,
that's a lot of receivers because that's look. We got Jerry Porter.
Bam, Rock got it. Johnny Morant. I thought Johnny Morant was gonna be nice.
No, for real.
Johnny Morant. I thought Johnny Morant was gonna be nice. I thought he was gonna be like a big body, like physical, you know. And it never happened for dude. I thought he was gonna be like I thought Jerron Kreiner was gonna be good too. Yep, Johnny Morant. There you go.
Jerron Kreiner. It was just like literally the definition of like mini camp hype gone wrong.
He was just,
you know what I mean?
It was too slow. He just have the athleticism. Bro.
Cannot get open, bro.
Yeah, now everybody coming up with it. Yeah, it's Johnny Morant. Yeah, that was my dude. Oh, who's my dude? Damn, what's that? I'm about to find something.
I don't think Johnny Morant was like on the. He was on the practice squad team before they had practice squad team. He was not on the 05. He wasn't on the 05 team. I think he might have been like 06, like 07, maybe 07. 07.
Let me see. What's my dude? He's maybe. I'm trying to find this dude.
Damn. Quarterback Andrew Walter was that was a tough season.
What's this dude? I'm about to find.
Andrew Walter had 3 touchdowns and 13 interceptions.
What's the dude I'm looking for? What's the dude I'm talking about? When I say the name, you're gonna be like, dang, that's a blast from the past. The dude I'm talking about, he was a white dude, man. Got him from the Dolphins. Dang, what year? So I don't even remember what year it was. That's what's pissing me off. If I remember what year, I can go straight there. Trace Armstrong, yes.
But that was the 02. That was 02 though. He wasn't.
That was 02 when he came over. Okay,
yeah,
he was gone. He was gone already.
That D line was Trace Armstrong and let me see.
So he was gone already. Okay, I thought he would have still been there. Yeah, that was it.
That might have been 03, 02. So 02. Let me see. Let me look at that 02 team. John Perella, Tony Bryant, Sam Adams.
John Perella was cold. Yeah, John Perella.
Trace. Yeah, Trace Armstrong was on that 02 team.
Okay, cool. Okay. So yeah. So I remember we got him from the Dolphins.
I remember that. Sam Adams. They had Sam Adams, Eric Barton.
Barton, yep, linebacker. Romo had to be on the team, right? Romo had to be there.
Yeah, Romanowski was on the team. Romanowski was on the team.
Yeah, Johnny Morton was Johnny Morant was man, he was a big body receiver. He was a big body receiver.
Yeah, but I don't know. I had hype for Curry, Porter, but they never really took off. Maybe the quarterback play wasn't good, team wasn't good, so it's never like.
Yeah.
Let me see. Let's see, 07 team. All right. All right. Just one last before we get out of here, man. 017. Let's 017, real quick.
017.
Give me like two players on the offensive line.
Two players on the offensive line.
It's tough though, bro. It's like hella long ago, bro.
Was Gallery was gone already?
Is that your final answer?
So I'm gonna go Gallery.
Okay, that's one.
Jay Grove.
Jay Grove.
Is he still there?
He's not. He wasn't the starter, but he might have been.
Is my guy
out of Virginia Tech? Was it Jay Grove out of Virginia Tech?
Yeah, center out of Virginia Tech. We took him second round after we took Gallery. Because he's not there. If he's not there, then Sampson probably got to be there then. But now that's too early for Sampson Satelli.
He's on the squad. He's on the squad, but guess who's starting though?
Is it Sampson Satelli?
Former 49er.
Oh my God! God damn it!
You know who this is too. God. Former 49er, and he was good for the 49ers too for a minute.
Damn! I hate this dude. Oh my God! What's my dude's name? Dang! I think he came. Well, we ain't gonna talk about that. But yeah, I think he turned out to be. Man, what's my dude's name? Dang! Oh man, it's gonna eat at me, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's go. What's my dude's name? Dang! I can picture him. I give up.
It's Jeremy Newberry.
Yeah. Oh yeah, man.
Jerry Newberry starting center, but
so we didn't get Sampson. So Sampson wasn't there yet. Then.
Nah, Sampson Satelli.
Yeah, Sampson Satelli. I like Sampson Satelli. People say.
I think he was like later. He was like, man, closer to 2010.
Okay.
I feel like because he might have been there like with the Hugh Jacksons and the Tom Cables and stuff like that. So it was around that time. But who was the starting running back?
Starting running back 2007. Did we get Fargus? No, would he get McFadden yet? It had to be Fargus. It's either Fargus or McFadden.
Just pick one.
Damn, I'm a go Fargus. But I think it might have been. I'm gonna go Fargus though. I think it might have been McFadden.
It's Fargus. McFadden got drafted 08.
Oh wait, okay, so he came right after that. Okay,
yeah. 07 is when Jamarcus got drafted.
Oh, okay, yeah. That's when we drafted him. Oh, I didn't even talk about that. So Andrew Walter was on that squad then. Then we had Culpepper on that squad, and. I'm trying to think who else would have been on that squad. Did we have what's that? What's the fullback we had? Man. What's the fullback we had out of? I mean Zach Miller was on that squad too. So was he a second round pick that year?
He was a rookie. Yep. 07.
He was a second round pick that year.
Yep. All right.
What's the guy everybody hate? Before we have Greg Van Roten, it's the guy everybody hate.
On the offensive line?
Guard. A guard. Every year we got a guard everybody hates. My guy, I think he played for the Broncos, right? Did he play for the Broncos?
His name starts with a C.
He came over from the Broncos, right?
He's trash. It's Cooper Carlisle.
Cooper Carlisle, man, Cooper. Everybody hated because we got him he came from the Broncos, right? We got him from the Broncos.
I think he might have, but I just remember he was ass.
I think everybody hated Cooper Carlisle was hated. Yeah. We had the fullback from the Falcons too.
Fullback, Justin Griffith.
Justin Griffith. The squarest head I've ever seen in my life. Do we have what's my guy's name? Nah, he came later. I'm trying to think my guy Orrin O'Neal. He came later though.
Who's the starting quarterback?
Starting quarterback 07? It has to be Walter, right?
Is that your final answer?
Walter.
Is that your final answer?
It had to be Andrew Walter because if we drafted Jamarcus, that was Jamarcus' first year. It had to be Jamarcus then.
My guy Chill Ray got it, bro. Josh McCown.
Oh yeah.
Jamarcus held out for most of the year.
Yeah. He held out.
He held out. He held out for a little bit.
Yeah, he held out. He signed into after week 1. But then he missed like most of like the offseason, so you could tell like he missed the entire offseason. Yeah. I think that was the first holdout that went into the regular season for a rookie.
Yeah.
Because we had Josh McCown, we had Jamarcus, and we would have had Dante Culpepper, I want to say, as well. Because it was like a basically a battle between Dante Culpepper and Josh McCown. And Josh McCown won the initial battle.
Yeah, I'm looking at this team. Damn.
Do we still have Jerry Porter? Do we still have Jerry Porter? Was that the first year?
Damn, we had some low key. We had like Derek Burgess, Chris Clemens.
Chris Clemens was a cool pass rusher.
Yeah, Derek Burgess obviously was a good pass rusher. That I ain't gonna lie. Shout out to like Al Davis. Like he got that one right there. That was like a smart little pickup. But then Chris Clemens, he was good for us, for the Raiders, and then he also went to Seattle and played well for them for years.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. No, you know what? Because we picked him up from Seattle too, right? Then he went back to Seattle.
Damn, John Condo, he's seen everything. He was a part of this team.
Yeah, man, yeah. John Condo.
Damn.
The long snapper. He was the long snapper, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, John Condo, long snapper.
Remember when he got hurt? I remember we got hurt and we didn't know what to do. And I think this is like when John Gruden was coaching the team.
No, that wasn't Gruden. Was it? Nah, it wasn't Gruden. It was.
Was it Gruden or was it?
That was Kiffin. That was Kiffin. He didn't have a backup snapper. It was Kiffin.
It Kiffin?
It was Kiffin. He didn't have a backup snapper.
I remember, like we were like so unprepared. Like it literally cost the Raiders the game.
Yeah, it was weird. That was Lane Kiffin. He was like, people was like, yo, bro, how you not, man? But that's one of those things, like, bro, you can't get mad at that. It's like, bro, you never in a million years think about like what we gonna do if my long snapper is hurt. Like,
name.
Oh, they said it was Dennis Allen. Somebody said it was Dennis Allen. I thought that was Lane Kiffin.
Was Dennis Allen?
I think that was.
Oh,
was it?
It was Dennis Allen's first game.
It was Dennis Allen. Okay, it was Dennis Allen. Okay, I thought it was Lane Kiffin.
We put a linebacker as our backup. Damn, that's wild.
That's wild as hell. I mean, but that's not too wild because what you call it is technically a linebacker.
I'm gonna block you real quick.
Do we have now? Technically a linebacker. Bobenmeyer, I think he's like technically he's a linebacker. He's long snapper, but I think before that, like I think he played linebacker in school or something like that. Or was it tight end? Or maybe tight end. Ooh, I could be wrong on that.
Okay, you want to give you a Raiders tight end in the 2000s? Out of Stanford. I think out of Stanford. I think he might have played for Stanford. If it's not Stanford, then forget what I just said.
Is it Teo Johnson?
I thought he was gonna be good. I thought he was gonna
I
be.
remember Teo Johnson. Yeah, he was.
But he never like him. I thought he was gonna be good. He never turned out. And then
I know you're gonna say who I think.
Osbury.
Oh, David Osbury. I mean, I because he was a converted wide receiver. So,
Bruh, when you seen him play, it was like, damn, like he had the talent. Like it's just he can never stay.
If David Osbury would have been in today's NFL, I think David Osbury would have been a dog. I think he would have been cool in today's NFL.
He just couldn't stay healthy. He could not stay healthy.
Yeah, back then they wasn't like like the way they used tight ends was different. No, man, who I thought was gonna be cool, and people, this is low key embarrassing, but I thought my guy Clive Walford. I thought Clive Walford was gonna be nice.
Oh yeah.
I thought Clive Walford was gonna be nice. I thought Michael Vera
because he was young out of Miami. But you know what happened to him? I think whatever happened to he was never the same after like that off-season accident that he had. Remember he had it was like an ATV situation where he messed up.
That was him. Dang.
That was Walford.
Damn, okay. I thought Walford was gonna be nice.
He had like some potential. I remember it was like Carr was the quarterback, and like they were like a young nucleus of players. He was out of. Would they pick him in the third round, like third, fourth round?
Yep, third round. Yeah. I thought Michael Rivera was gonna be nice too. Michael Rivera had a solid little few games.
He just was so slow. Like I just could never get like I was like, damn, bro.
And he wasn't big. That's the problem. He was he was slow and he wasn't that big of a guy.
He wasn't that big, bro. And I was like, damn, man, like he better be like a clean ass route runner. Something got to be great.
Okay, so Rock said definitely something happened. It was the 8 was.
You're
the
not
ATV.
alone. So I thought Walford and Rivera were gonna be good. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Hopefully, man, Michael. Hey, we know Brock Bowers is legit, and Michael Mayer. We can see the talent. So hopefully, maybe that could be a nice little duo. Especially gonna be running the football. Like, hopefully, like a guy like Chip Kelly can be creative enough to be like utilize both of them and have them on the football field. And that's the one thing too we didn't talk about. That's the one thing we didn't. Chip seems to like. Well, that's the one thing we didn't even talk about too is that like Chip he keeps doubling down on like saying these comments where like it. Yeah, you can have a system, but you gotta like, create a system based off the player's strength. So right now we're figuring out what players are good at and what they're not good at. So he's saying all the right things. So hopefully he can follow through on that because we've heard that before. Like, oh yeah, you gotta. It's about because we heard that from McDaniels. McDaniels said that and shit. The offense was. It seemed like he was forcing the system compared to like.
Yeah. That first year, the offense was cool. It wasn't terrible, but it wasn't like
it was cool because Josh Jacobs led the league in rushing.
Yeah, but Devontae had his best year too.
Yeah, but Devontae's gonna do Devontae things, but the passing offense overall was trash.
Yeah,
it was out of sync every game. It was like we didn't know what to expect from it, but we knew that we could run the football, and then obviously Devontae's gonna get open. That's basically what.
Up and down. But Darren Waller was hurt most of that year too, right? He started out hurt.
Waller was hurt. Yeah, Waller was.
And then Renfro went down. I think at some point.
Yep, he was never the same, bro. Tore up his knee at an ATV accident. Never the same after that.
Crazy. Yeah. That's why they put that shit in your contract. Not to say you can't snowboard, you can't be on ATV. Like that's exactly why they put this stuff.
Yeah, the first time I seen that type of stuff, like, well, it's not the first time, but like when I think of like. Players who what if was Jay Williams?
It's a motorcycle, right?
Bro, he was nice, man. He was nice with Chicago. Like, man, I love his game, but damn, like that literally robbed him his career. That motorcycle accident.
He was that dude.
You think, damn, yeah, I just thought about that. That is a good point, bro. Like he did have the Rivera sister did die. Like that might have really affected him too.
I think he was already gone. I thought he was already gone though.
Yeah, I think he might have been gone after that.
I think he wasn't with us.
You know what?
He wasn't with us.
Yeah, you know what? You might be right. Yeah.
He wasn't with us because the thing about that song, that by Big Sean, low key. I mean, it's sad to hear now because the old girl passed away. That song was about Naya Rivera, Michael Rivera's sister.
Oh, okay.
I don't with you. That's why even in the video, like you see the people they're wearing like silver and black because like because he was basically clowning her and so.
Oh man, that's funny. Well, it's
Like
not
so,
funny, but
yeah,
it's
and
it is
that
what
was a
it
long. You
is.
think about how long ago. So that was a minute ago. So yeah, I think he was already gone.
Yeah, Michael Mayer still get majority of tight ends one snap.
I can see that, but I think they're gonna. I think they're gonna move. They're gonna move Brock all over the place.
See, that's
So
one of them that's one of them like trick questions.
yeah,
Because if you said
trickeration.
this out loud, like real quick, someone would be like, "What? Get this man out of here!" Like,
Move this man.
remove this man.
Yeah, man.
But I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying, AJ. I see what you're saying. But yeah, man, hey, it's been a great show. If you haven't already, make sure to clock out, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. We appreciate everybody coming through. Man, hey, this is the off-season edition. We didn't even expect to go this long, to be honest with you. But we right at the not even right at the 2 hour. We're 2.5 mark, 2.5 hour mark. That's crazy.
We find some stuff to talk about, man.
Man, we just sometimes we forget. We like, and we in the chat too. We the chat helps us out too. So like for everybody that's commenting and stuff like that, that helps a lot. Keeps the conversation going. And he says, "Hi, maybe we fell asleep to it, having a blah blah blah." Man, people's been chatting, been leaving comments left and right. So it helps for the show and keeping the conversation going. But that being said, Severe, man, let the people know where they can find you, what to look forward to, all that good stuff.
Yes, sir, man. Y'all know what it is. It's the Severe Raider here on YouTube, on X, Snapchat, TikTok, IG, basically everywhere in social media. The Severe Raider. I don't know if that rumor is true. I heard the rumor. I heard people were mad. First of all, I didn't hear it was Jaylen Brown. And then like I didn't know for sure. I didn't know for sure if it's true or not. I mean, I haven't looked into it because
like the Celtics player. They're saying the Celtics, Jaylen Brown.
That's crazy because he's way older than dude. Like way older than dude. He's still stupid young. So if that's the case, bro, that's crazy on so many levels. Crazy on so many levels, man. First of all, he a Celtic, so I was like, girl, what? But anyway, like I don't know how true that is, but she'd be too old to be having some kids, bro. She's like 40. Like you have some kids. You like 40. Like never. I ain't gonna get into this, but yeah, man, y'all know what it is, man. The Severe Raider, everywhere, social media. Holla at your boy, man. If you haven't done so already, hop over to my guy PharoahNFL channel. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button over there. If you're on Pharaoh's channel, hop over to mine. Hit the like, subscribe button over here. Hit the notification bells, man. You never know when we going live. Thank you. Okay, thank you, Smoke. You never know when we're going live. We might come at you with some impromptu stuff. We might just get the feeling and say, let's go live real quick. So just make sure you hit the notification bell so you'll stay up to date with all the latest, greatest, and Raider news. Obviously, I got the 50-50 show Tuesday nights here with my dog, PharoahNFL. Round the Shield on Thursday nights. I also do Raider War Room with my guys, Chris from Protect the Shield and the 805 Raider. That's Tuesday as well as on Sunday. So I'm holla at your boy.
My guy Smoke, man, on the way out, man. Shout out to you, man, with the super chat, man. Says peace and blessings, great show, man. Appreciate you coming through, man, and supporting the show as always, man. And yeah, like, hey, everybody, like Severe said, we're gonna be back here next Tuesday, 50-50 show. And hey, you know what? We're gonna have a Around the Shield episode this week. Lately, it's been crazy. Obviously, it's the off season, but hopefully, we're gonna get another show going on later this week. But make sure to hit that notification bell so you're notified when we do drop that episode. Hopefully this Thursday is what we're shooting for. And we'll have a guest on too as well. And make sure to tune in for that, man. We appreciate everybody coming through. Make sure to follow us on all social media platforms with, obviously, The Severe Raider and myself, PharoahNFL, all over social media. And give us a follow on Around the Shield as well. That's another platform that we're growing slowly but surely. And yeah, we appreciate everybody coming through, man. It's been a great show, and we'll be back here soon, man. Severe, any last thoughts before we head out?
Menelik Watson was another guy I had high hopes for.
Menelik Watson. And the thing is too, I remember he was in the off-season boxing. Wasn't he boxing?
He was a boxer, but that was before he was even a football player. He did boxing. He did like all kind of stuff. He was just a hella athlete, but he just never. He had that cool, I think he had a cool little run for a little while, but then he just kept getting hurt. and he's never could he stay healthy.
Yeah. And real quick, man, just to address that, man, y'all be having the crazy stuff saying at the end. Now I got to say something to it. Man, I was gonna say that's wild that she would go out like that. And I understand, like, you know, she's an adult, she's grown woman at the end of the day, like, you know, Kobe always passed on or whatever. But obviously, Smoke said that she came out and said that she's not pregnant. But what it also tells me that she out here, she's out here.
Yeah, exactly. Now look, you can't.
Were there smoke though? Because like, where did Jaylen Brown and all the where is this coming from, bro? Where is all this stuff coming from? You never know. Look at Jalen Green and old girl.
Yeah, he got that old cougar pregnant. What's her name? I think she's on that show. Damn, she been to me. She like an industry. Is it Drea?
Oh yeah. I know
is it Drea? Something like that. It's something like with the A or in there. Something like that. But she's been around. She's been on the Autos reality show. So he was crazy wild for that one. Yeah,
man. But yeah, we up out of here, man. We appreciate everybody coming through. Make sure to clock in on the way out, man, or clock out on the way out. And yeah, man, we'll be back here soon. Peace.
Just win, baby. Hello? You play to win the game. You don't play to just play it.